somewhere sometime Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock for somebody. And a broken clock is right twice a day. And I don't know if anybody's here yet, so we will see. We'll see if anyone is here so they can tell us if we can be seen and or
it says 10 people. Oh, I got to put the chat on.
Can we be seen and
it says 10 people are on. We got Extreme Zone
is here. And don't worry about that.
That's all in the way.
Some kind of Facebook prompt that has nothing to do with what I'm doing here.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Pops Mafia, Greg Hopkins, Dama. We can see
Jeff,
and hear you.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Dama, Greg, Pops, and Extreme Zone, and Gilgamesh.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. That's in the way.
K-Munin.
K-Munin.
See and hear us. Excellent. So hopefully the stream will not get interrupted. It is YouTube after all. And, you know, we've had a couple of, like, incidences in the past where the connection is not quite kosher. But, you know, that's just the internet. That's 5G for you, folks.
I know. And we upgraded to 5G because we were like, you know, we're doing more live streams, more other things. And we got a lot of stuff on our Wi-Fi. So we upgraded to 5G.
Makes no difference.
No, just like the 5G phone. That mess don't do nothing.
Oh, here they all come.
You know?
Patrick,
we got a nice holiday. Hey,
Patrick, my friend Wiley.
Art Star,
confident. It's confidential. We can't talk about it. Oh, there's Jacob.
Hey, Jacob. Hey, Jacob.
Jacob Comics. Jacob has a YouTube channel where he talks about comic books. If anybody wanted to check that out,
he does a video every day.
Yeah, is it every day? I think it's every day.
And I haven't seen it in about a week or so, but he was doing, you know, he'll do the keys, the underrated keys. He was reading the books out and giving you like a review of the comics.
Yeah, it's a couple of things that he does. Yeah.
Him and his son Donovan. He has a son named Donovan.
Punisher XS, Edward Wilson, Hot Wheel 66. 66 was a good year for Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheel
with the big H.
Okay. Robert Online is around.
Is happy.
Hey,
yeah, he's singing.
And Ghost Jump.
No Mariah Carey. It's banned from. Do you want to sit in the corner?
Joe's Custom.
Retro Philosopher is still sitting in the corner from last time. You want to join him? Face the wall for a few minutes.
Jacob said he's been sick.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you feel better.
D-Dow.
Or something.
And Willie. Hey, Willie.
Ghost Junk.
Hello, everybody. So how y'all Christmas been going?
Hopefully everything's been going fine. We've been just basically just watching classic Christmas specials.
Yeah, Christmas cartoons.
And did you all see? I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
But did you all see the one that I put up? I put up 2 this year because for some of you who aren't aware, I take I'll take the best possible resolution version that I can find of a Christmas special, and then I'll identify the ad breaks in it and put proper period like 70s or 80s commercials where they would have been to fill the block out. Like I just did the Alf Christmas special, which is about 47 minutes long, which leaves 13 minutes for commercials and station identification. So I pad it out to the full hour like it would have been prime time. And people are really liking that one. A lot of people didn't know there was an Alf Christmas special. It really was loosely connected to the show because it's an hour production and goes from being a sitcom for the first 10 minutes to straight drama, and it turns into a real heartbreaker.
Yeah,
it is a very dramatic Christmas special. A lot of people are like, I didn't know Alf had a Christmas special. It's a lot better than you think.
Yeah, and then the thing that also makes it kind of sad, the 2 characters, the guest characters, are real people.
They were real people.
And you know, I'll just leave it at that in case you want to watch it.
Yeah. It's a real tearjerker. Even Alf cries. D. Dow says they're having a good Christmas.
And Jacob said once he starts feeling better, he'll be back with his shows. So he's been missing some, but he'll be back. But he has a good channel. Check out his channel, especially if you're really into comic books. Because again, he does reviews. He do the the keys, the minor keys.
Yeah.
Or the not so trending keys, or however you want to call it.
Gilgamesh says putting the old commercial in, it makes it much better.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. He says he never realized how cheesy, but they were cheesy, but no political or social messages and no repeats. Because if you watch the old shows with the commercial spots still injected, you don't see the same ones over and over again. Like right now at that McDonald's commercial, they'll play it 5-6 times in a row. And before in the ad break, and it's like, don't you have anything else?
No.
Oh, there's Daisy.
Yeah, my mama.
Hello, Daisy. How you doing?
And Extreme was asking, did Georgia get hit by the blizzard? Not where we are. I think North Georgia got some snow.
No, but it's a cold snap though, pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Southern Canada is gonna.
Yeah.
Soon as October comes, y'all start getting snow.
And the other one I put up was the Fat Albert Christmas special from like 1977. And that's a tearjerker too. That is really strong message in that one, actually, about people just being mean. But it's pretty good. Yeah. Robert online, Merry Christmas to all in the chat. He says he's been buying Disney Plus on DVD. Saw Guardians. I didn't see the Guardians Christmas special.
I also bought some old school movies, Last Starfighter, original Tron.
I remember Last Starfighter and the original Tron. In the intro to, was it Tron? Or no, I'm sorry, I was thinking of a different film. I was actually thinking of The Black Hole, because The Black Hole, which was also a Disney production, and it's a futuristic retelling of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That opening sequence where you see the grid pop up, and then you see the outline of the ships and things like that. It's the first computer generation in the film. And that was the best they could do. Oh, Shannon is here.
Hey,
hello, Shannon. Thanks for, yes, it's very cold where we are, Robert.
It's been cold for a few days. Usually in Georgia, it'll be cold for like a day.
Yeah.
But it's been cold all week. It's going to be cold up until next week.
Yesterday it was like 10, 11 degrees.
Yeah, it never got past like 15 degrees.
Yeah.
Today it got up to 30, but it's like being in Illinois again, in Chicago. Shoot, just stayed up there. No.
Black Hole is good. It's surprisingly good. The musical score is fantastic, and Roddy McDowell is voiceover for the Virgil is fantastic. And then Flight of the Navigator is good. Oh, Moz is here.
Moz, how you doing?
No, wrong country, Moz. No Robin Williams here. Some of the specials that we watched The Father Christmas, which is actually the sequel to The Snowman, which is both 80s productions that were done originally in the UK. Father Christmas is funny. The Snowman is not. The Snowman is kind of very melancholy, and it's very sad if you actually know the story behind it. If you understand what's actually going on in The Snowman, it's a real tearjerker. Even though there's no speaking in it.
No talking at all.
The narration at the very beginning, which was when it was redone, was David Bowie's voice. But in the original narration, that is the author of the book that was adapted for that television special. But it's when you understand what's really going on in The Snowman, it's a very sad story. And Emmett Otter's Jug Band.
Yeah, that was really sad.
That was good. It was sad too, and it's a twist because it doesn't turn out the way you expect. But that's pretty good. Jim Henson production back from when Muppets were still cool. That was a really good one. Robert says it's cold in Florida. Like what the you know what? Am I back in Chicago? Yeah, it seems that way. Jacob says snowing in 0 in Iowa. We got a white Christmas. There you go.
Yep.
And where are we? Oh, Kane Union says, doing all my Christmas shopping, can tell you for a fact Funko Pops are on nobody's list this year. They are everywhere. Wow. Oh, here's Hank Hackenbush. He's joined us. But well, you guys know it. People kick me about that all the time. But it's like most other toy lines. It's a fad. It's not going to last forever. People will get tired of the concept.
-2 in Kentucky.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. I've been to Kentucky once.
Robert says he'd like to see Patrick Stewart doing Scrooge. I think it's on DVD. See if you can find his one-man operation, because he does a one-man stage production of Scrooge where he runs back and forth and plays all the parts.
Wow.
Yeah.
We saw the Rod Serling Christmas Carol today. Mm-hmm. He did one.
Yeah.
A rendition of it. You know, it was good. It was well acted. It was well written. If you know Rod Serling's work, it was well written. The concept or premise, you know, it's kind of here or there.
It's barely there.
Yeah.
It's more like pro kind of surprise. I guess I understand where it was coming from because it was done in '64.
Yeah.
It's very pro
UN.
Yeah, United Nations.
But that's when the United Nations just started.
Young. Yeah.
And coming out of World War I and II.
Yeah.
It probably sounded real good.
Everything,
but now looking at it, what 50,
decades
60
later.
Years later.
It's like, what was the
point? It turned out to be something else. I guess it's all depending on your perspective.
Everything looks good on paper. Moz wants to know if we got the Theodore sod cutter for Mezco. I'm off the Mezco bandwagon. I haven't ordered anything new from them in a while. I'm just honoring my previous orders because I've butted heads with Mezco corporate a couple of times, and I'm kind of frustrated. D Dow has the Mezco Predator.
Eric Reese is here.
Oh, thanks for joining
us. Playing toys here in Tennessee, playing with toys and watching movies.
Oh, okay. Hank wants to know what we think about James Gunn wanting to start over with all the DC movies. I don't know. I mean,
what does start over mean?
Because one thing I'm really tired of is reboots.
Yeah.
Period. That's why when the Batman came out, a lot of people didn't care for it. But what we liked about it was it started at year 2. He had already been back. Everybody already knew who he was.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to go through the whole, let's watch his parents die.
Yeah. I mean,
whatever.
How many times do you need to see the origin of Superman, the origin of Batman, the origin of Wonder Woman, all of these origins for characters that's been around for years? They've had movies, they've had TV shows, they had cartoons. We all know their story.
So is he going to start from scratch again?
Yeah, if he start from scratch again, I don't want to even see it. And then also, James Gunn does a lot of comedy-ish type stuff. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is fine.
It works in Guardians also because they mostly put it on Drax. But
you kind of get it a little place.
Yeah, but Drax has always been a dopey character.
Mm-hmm.
That is Drax, except he doesn't look the same as he did in Marvel Comics. The real one is like green. He's almost like the Hulk. He's green and he's freaking huge.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me go ahead. I'm trying to back up so we can.
But Marvel has a bad tendency of doing that to its characters. They turned Loki into a joke. They turned Thor into a joke, and it's like it's not funny. And then what they did with She-Hulk was terrible. Everybody was wanting and expecting Savage She-Hulk, and they got the 90s Howard the Duck version She-Hulk that was not a popular comic at the time. Plus, a lot of that doesn't translate well from the comic book to screen.
Yeah, so and nobody wanted to see that mess.
Yeah, they really kind of didn't. Oh,
I was just moving that out.
Oh, you're okay. I was like, what happened? Jacob says he likes the Funko Pops, but no belief they'll be worth more than I paid. Anything, and I've done a lot of videos talking about that, speculating about that, but it's basically that, in a nutshell, 2010, because people are saying, oh, it's been around since 2010, and no, they started making Pops in 2010, but they weren't popular until 2015, which means they've only actually been big for about 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So 2015 is when they went into mass production. So pre-mass production Pops where they only made a few here and there will probably retain a value. But from 2015 on, they're already taking a hit. They're already coming down. Some of them, some are holding value. It depends on who it is and how many were made. Like with anything, supply and demand. But the way they crank stuff out now, it's hard to keep track. People are getting frustrated.
Dow says he hopes that Mexico does a 1/12 scale Alien Queen. Did they do Aliens and Predator?
They did a Big Chap Alien, which is based off the original Alien
movie
film from the 70s, which was, of course, a horror film, as opposed to an action film. So they did that one. So they've got access to the license.
But did they do Predator too?
They did a Predator, a basic Predator.
I saw a guy's YouTube channel. All he had in his collection was Alien and Predator.
I remember that. His whole house, like
the entire house, every single room. And I'm like, does somebody even live there? Because if you saw it, every room, every wall was just cabinets full of just Aliens and Predator. And then some of them, he had like a little diorama made up. It was really nice. It was real nice. I was like, wow. And I saw another person, they had Alien and Predator. I think they had it looking like it was on a ship though. Like they converted the whole basement.
They had redone the walls and everything.
Yeah, to look like the ship. And then they had glass cases and they had the aliens and the predators in there. And it was nice.
Willie says Mr. Magoo Christmas special. I don't remember that one very well, actually.
We got it on one of those discs, though. We got that compilation Christmas disc.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there.
I don't like Mr. Magoo, though, because we tried watching that.
I had the box set, and it's like, it's definitely angled towards a younger crowd. So it's kind of hard to watch from that perspective. It's like, this is what you put your 5-year-old in front of. A lot of the stuff that we liked growing up, it had more of it was angled more towards an older crowd, or at least an older crowd could relate to it. But the actual Mr. Magoo Saturday morning production, it wasn't like that.
Robert is surprised how much toys Target had. We went to Walmart and they had a lot of toys.
Yeah,
we were shocked.
They were better.
Yeah, David did a video on that.
Jeff says, "How did Batman start? What's his tragic backstory? I've never seen it before." Come on.
You gotta be kidding. Everybody, all you gotta do is watch 89 Batman. You could get it on there.
Jeff said he liked She-Hulk. That's fine. I mean, if you saw it and you liked it, that's fine. A lot of people didn't, and that that's just the point that I was making.
You're not gonna get no shame here. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like.
If you liked it, that's fine.
Yeah, that's on you.
I know that there's a lot of channels beat the hell out of that, but I'm not gonna
try to go down that road. Those channels never talk about a good show.
Nobody cares about a good show, but then again, there aren't too many.
Because I've heard that not Moon Knight.
Which one?
What's the new one that was in black and white?
The
with
Werewolf by
Night. Nobody has done a blurb. Video.
They mentioned it was good, and that was it.
I saw a video about somebody reviewing it. The guy basically showed you the whole show. I mean, it was. I think the name of the channel was Spoiler. Yeah. But we watched it, and it was like watching the whole thing.
And he was blown away. He couldn't stop talking about it. He was like, "What?" And more to the point, from my perspective, if you can do that, you can do it with any of your shows, and you don't.
Yeah, and then the only bad thing he said about it was it was short, because I think it was like 50-55 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like an hour-long block.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to do more like
in that format.
Yeah, like a pile on of that, like one shots, but they still connect in a way. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, come out on DVD.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Jeff. I mean, I don't care for the original '80s Transformers show, and people are like, "What?" But
I like the Transformer trilogy, the one that came out on Netflix.
Yeah, the update.
Yeah, I do like that. Now,
because
the second one kind of threw me off because of the way Optimus Prime was acting. He wasn't acting right. He was acting funny. But all in all, I like that show. I thought that was good. I hope that comes on DVD.
Gilgamesh seen the Aliens versus Predator house.
Oh, you did on YouTube? Yeah, wasn't it cool?
He said it's a museum, actually.
Oh, is that a house? Okay, I guess they turned the house into a museum. It looks like a museum. I wouldn't let anybody
in there.
No,
I'll
be scared. It does look like a museum the way that it's set up.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, because I remember watching it and asking, was it a museum? But you could tell it's a house. Okay, so it is a museum. That's nice.
Oh, okay.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Animation weird, but pretty cool movie. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, NECA Alien Queen on eBay, $500. Yikes! I think I bought it for like 80. I don't know. Is that true? I don't know because I don't follow NECA like that.
Well, those quarter scales do get up there because I had got the Predator when they redid it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted their quarter scale stuff, and the ones that you miss, they're way up there. But they started re-releasing a lot of stuff, and the Predator I know they re-released, and like the '89 Batman and some other stuff. I got those because then they put it back at the regular price. So I can believe that because that NECA quarter scale stuff, it gets crazy. People, I don't know.
All this nostalgia, nostalgic for the 70s. David Sreeton Bozic, David and LPH.
Jacob says he's all in if they do a Spider-Man 2099. I thought they did that already.
No.
I know they got a bunch of 2099s out there.
You got enough of them? Because did you have the first appearance? I'm betting that he has the first appearance as well as the 2099 series. And the trick with those too, for anybody who's interested, is I know in the 90s they made a ton of those. They made a ton of those Spider-Man 2099 foil covers, and the Spider-Man, the first appearance, I forget which number it is with the hologram on the front. But try to find those in decent condition. You can't really press those properly if you wanted to fix them. So you're not finding a 9.8. Get them while you can if they ever decide to do something with that.
Yeah. I'm tempted to get the Alien Queen from Hiya, $40.
Okay.
3 3/4 size for figures.
They
Didn't you show that?
The Hiya toy? No, I don't think I show that stuff. The G.I. Joe size, and they do other stuff like RoboCop and all sorts of things like that, if I'm not mistaken. And K Munin says the Predator is a great franchise. It's just the modern stuff that's questionable. I have the older NECA stuff. The more recent figures look really weird. Yeah, well, are you talking about just the figures or the shows? Because the new movies are terrible.
But, yeah, but I think NECA does a good job with the figures. Yeah. And Hot Toys did some good stuff with the figures. I think the figures look good. Yeah. It's just like he said, the movies and stuff like that.
Oh, Eltron Kaiju has joined us.
Hey, Kaiju.
Moss says most of his Predator collection is Hot Toys. Yeah, most of you're deep into Hot Toys now. For those of you who don't know, Moz does action figure photography, and he also has a channel.
Yeah,
so you can check that out.
He does some great action figure photography.
And Hank says my Walmart was stocked with toys for the holidays, but Target not as much. Okay. And remember, if you're into vinyl now, the albums are starting to go on clearance at Target.
Yeah, for like $5.
Yeah.
So Jacob found Spider 2099 action figure at Walmart. He was so happy. Oh, he said Hasbro. Never mind. I was gonna say he meant that. My heart stocked with toys for the holidays, but Target not so much. We went to Target, and our Target had they restocked the shelves. So they had a lot of stuff out. Oops. I guess it's just where you are. Because our Walmart and Target, we went this week.
They were okay.
Yeah, they looked like they had just stocked the shelves.
And I even, that's why I did the shorts, because they even already putting stuff on clearance in the Walmart.
Yeah.
Robert says you can't go wrong with the Alien Queen, any version. You remember the original Kenner Alien Queen? There was a lot of controversy around because I don't know if anyone ever noticed she's wearing high heel shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the one for like $10,000 or something?
Alien Queen from Kenner? No.
Which Kenner Alien is a couple of $1,000?
Oh, the original one from like 1978.
Oh, okay.
Because horror film, Kenner Alien toys for kids. This just didn't quite make sense. It's almost like the Jaws game from Ideal. It's like Jaws is a horror film, but you're making a board game. Yeah, extreme zone, exactly. Agree to disagree, to each their own. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You don't get no judgment here. We don't care.
And Is Out of Sight has joined us. Thanks for joining us this evening. I hope everybody's having a good holiday. Oh, Gilgamesh says he was saying it looks like a museum. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
The build is kind of poor, but it's the only new figure I've ever found. Oh, okay, yeah. He's talking about the Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, Spider-Man 29. I didn't see it. I probably showed it once on one of the roundups and just don't even remember. Extreme Zone says, "What do you get each other for Christmas, or is that going to be in a future video?"
Oh God!
No, I don't know. That's a long story. I don't know if we should get into it.
Yeah. No, let me just tell a story.
Oh, you don't have to tell that story.
It don't matter. No, I had bought David something for Christmas at the beginning of December. I found two things, and I got one. The other one I found at it was a it was the Texaco, what, Playmates Texaco. What's that? The company name? Play School or
Play
something.
School. Familiar Places.
It was two on eBay. One was a bid. You had to bid on it. And the other one was a buy it now with a mega offer. So I said, okay, I got time. Let me make an offer on the buy it now. And if I don't get it, I'll do the bid. So I made the offer. The guy accepted the offer. Hey. So I paid for it. So now I'm not watching the bid, not thinking about the bid no more because I don't need it. I bought the set. So days go by and I didn't get the confirmation to say your item's been shipped, and I checked on it. It don't say shipped. So I contacted the guy and I'm like, hey, can I get a status? And that's nothing new. You do that and people are like, oh yeah, I put it in the mail last week. I don't know what happened. And then suddenly you get a confirmation. So then, like a day or so go by, and then the guy sends me a message and like, I didn't get the item. I'm gonna have to cancel and refund your money. And I'm like, what? If you don't have the item, why would you sell it? Why would you put it up for sale? Buy it now, make an offer, and accept the offer. Before you accept the offer, you should have looked for it and say, oh shoot, I don't have this. Let me just not accept the offer, or say I don't have the item. Take the post down, something. So I didn't get it, and then I just got discouraged and didn't get anything. So David didn't get anything for Christmas. I got him something for his birthday though, and it was big enough to carry over.
Okay, Mom.
Plus his birthday is the middle of the month.
That's something that sounds like something
you merged the two together.
Yeah.
So if I gave it to him between his birthday and Christmas, I would have been golden.
Yeah, okay.
So now I have to find something else.
Jacob says that it's from the new Spider-Verse movie is going to have 2099 Spider-Man in it.
The new Spider-Verse movie got that Miles Morales, right?
He was in the last one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I saw it. Well, I didn't see the trailer is out. I skipped it when it came on YouTube because I didn't know what it was. And then I was watching a YouTube video and somebody was talking. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what that was. Yeah. Okay, that's the Miles Morales.
And then Jeff says the carded retro Ghost Rider is solid. Didn't need to pledge $300 for him. Yeah, and I know the one you're talking about. But yeah, that's the HasLab.
That's the HasLab?
The HasLab.
It's coming on a car?
No. The HasLab was dumped, like I had predicted. I said this ain't gonna fly because nobody wants this Ghost Rider. They want the old one, and they've made the retro one on the card. And he's saying it looks really good.
Oh, okay.
And Nostalgic says he's gonna slow down on buying commercially released 6-scale figures, as they can be lackluster quality for a premium price. Yeah, you weren't happy with that Doctor Who, were you? I already know. I'm not trying to be funny, but I kind of suspected that the sculpt was suspect.
Beast Kingdom Keaton is
Batman
solid.
is solid. Jeff
Higher
says.
Queen is nice.
We gotta catch up a little bit here.
I wish it was the old one.
Oh, and Nostalgic says
Sritan
Bozic is Croatian for Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't sure about that. I was like, what do you mean? Some weird Canadian thing that you got going on here. I don't know. Robert only likes the 5 Points Godzilla stuff from Mezco as we plow through here.
The new Predator movies are terrible.
Came in and says some of the figures' designs are funky to say the least. Very off-putting to someone who likes the classic look. Yeah. Robert wants to know, did you get any Universal Monsters?
No, I already got all the Universal Monsters I'm going to get. I got the one from Diamond Select, and I also have the no, that's all I got. It's the one from Diamond Select.
And Lee Balmford and Mr. Maserati have joined us.
Mr. Maserati.
So thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you're having a good holiday. Jacob says, believe it, I sent 598 candidates to CGC for the Rick Leonardi signing and 3 slabs and 2 raws. Okay.
Okay. So I actually have 10 high-grade Spider-Man 29. Okay, first video once the signed books come back. Oh, great.
And Coffee Man.
Hey, Coffee Man
says Merry Christmas to everyone.
Jackson 5 figures that's above you. Is that no? That's not Jackson 5. That's what's those
Welcome Back, Cotter.
Yeah, Welcome Back, Cotter.
Mattel, Welcome Back, Cotter.
I tried to buy the new Eternia figures at Target. They only had Beastman, but they were
all mangled.
Waiting a little longer. Oh,
Lee thought I was drinking beer. No, this is eggnog that she made, and that's just because it's like really creamy on the top.
It has like the foamy stuff just sits there, so you just got to scoop it out and put it on the top.
Yeah, because she made it. She did a good job actually. Robert says, "What do you do for Christmas?" I watched a lot of Terminator, Alien, and Predator movies. Put me in the Christmas mood. Also saw a video of David pressing comics with Kitty on the lap. Oh, you saw that one, huh? Was I pressing the comics or was I cleaning it? I think I was cleaning that Batman.
Yeah, he was cleaning it.
Detective Comics, something or other.
Yeah.
That comic was filthy. It was absolutely filthy.
That's been happening a lot on eBay. It's happened to me twice on eBay. Another one I bought, a figure I've been looking for a long time, and it just never comes up. And somebody had it, and I was like, wow, somebody got this figure. I bought it, paid for it, and then a couple of days later, the person gets back with me. I don't know why my partner put this up. I don't have all the parts, and I'm like, what? How you cannot know it's up? You just didn't like that it went out so cheap.
Basically, yeah. And that's what Greg says. I stopped buying on eBay years ago because of shady people. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. It can be.
Oh, Coffee Man says he's watching the Christmas Story. Has anybody seen the new Christmas Story with the boy? He's an adult now.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. We're just curious.
Yeah, I see it advertised on Amazon, but we didn't watch it because we were just wondering if it's going to be like Mary Poppins, how she came back and then the kids were all grown up and they had kids and it just kind of continued on with the thing. I'm guessing that's how it's going to be. I just wondered if it was any good.
Oh, Jacobs wants to know because we had sent a slab to Jacob and that's what he's asking about here. He says the slab you gifted me looks unpressed because it's rare. I want to crack it, press, and resubmit. Is that okay? Yeah.
It's your book. If
you think you can improve the quality on it, go for it. Yeah, that one probably was not worked on because I didn't do that. But yeah, and it is a tough one. That's that KB Ghost Rider. It's real tough to find those, and even in the grade that you got it in, it's tough to find.
Yeah.
If you look up the KB Ghost Rider on eBay, you'll probably find 10 of them that will be ripped to bits. Extreme Zone says, "Oh well, David and LPH are both blessed like me. Kinda, we get stuff all throughout the year, so no presents on Christmas."
Yeah, you don't need nothing. Shoot. He got eggnog.
No, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I live with it.
Unfortunately, these companies are putting out lackluster products at the ever increasing price point. And I talked about that when I got that Joker statue. We had talked about that a little bit during that unboxing. How, you know, a lot of the newer stuff, you're paying premium prices for this stuff. I mean, Hot Toys is going up. The 112 stuff is going up. Marvel Legends, everybody is going up, but the quality is not the same as it was when they started. Because, you know, everybody starts out, oh, they got great products. The paint looks
even
good.
The Ultimate Super 7, there's been a lot of complaints about quality control in the last few months.
Okay, you're going to raise your prices. Why can't we at least keep the quality the way it was when you put out your first product? Because like I said, when they put out that first product, they always do well. You know, they make sure the paint is good, the clothing, if it's soft goods, everything looks good, the packaging looks good. But once they sell a couple of thousand, then it's like, okay, quality goes down, 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 but the price goes up, 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 up.
Yeah, and it's like, now you're making money. Why are you backing off?
Yeah, at least keep it the same.
Yeah.
Don't go down. Don't slide backwards and ask for more money, because it's like, okay, well, what are we paying for if we getting bad products? And I mean, I know it's preaching to the choir, and then it's like hypocritical too, because I buy the figures.
Yeah.
But it's like,
but I've cut back on that a lot.
Yeah, I cut back too because of that. Especially like you know, like, well, I didn't really buy Hot Toys anyway, but that kind of stuff, I'm like, why would I pay you all that money when, you know, you raising the prices and then the stuff?
I got kind of fed up because, you know, I do the reviews on some of the unboxings, and I get kind of fed up with just being disappointed. And it's like, wow, this costs how much? And I got what? You know, or like even the Death Dealer. The last one I did was the Death Dealer. It's a good figure, but the price point was way up there. It was an expensive figure, and I was like, you know what? I don't need the pins. I don't need the lithograph. I didn't get the lithograph, by the way, and I had a fight with Mezco to replace it because the box didn't come with it. Yeah, but all of that stuff, you could have left that off and cut the price back, and I would have been happy with just the figure.
I thought it should have came with a horse.
A 12, yeah, because Death Dealer rides that horse with the glowing eyes. The glowing feature didn't work. The batteries died. The batteries died while I was doing the review when I put the batteries in it. I mean, thank you for including the batteries.
Yeah.
But they died. And it's like his eyes are already going out. Wait, is it still on?
Let's see. Got the non-deluxe Mezco Joker for Christmas. Looking forward to shooting him soon.
That's your Joker.
What Joker?
Oh,
I don't have no Mezco.
I'm sorry. I was
anything.
thinking Mondo.
Yeah.
Mondo, yeah.
The retro Iron Man and War Machine carded figures are pretty great for what they are. Okay.
And Robert wanted the Dungeons and Dragons figures, but $50-$100. Which ones? The original ones or the remakes? The remakes are kind of expensive too, but the original ones are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
The LJN ones, because if you find them on the card, the packaging, LJN's packaging is infamous for just falling apart. Take a look at the Dune figures if you can find one that hasn't yellowed out so much you can't see the figure anymore.
Extreme watch your toy catalog tours.
Oh,
you get in the Christmas spirit.
I got a few of those because I've got a lot of Toy Fair catalogs and stuff. And people like those. You see stuff that you forgot about or you never knew existed.
Oh, no. Nostalgia said no more pre-orders from Sideshow. Their Dirty Harry had terrible paint applications, but nice outfit. But who cares for clothes when Clint looks like he's in a farmhand? Now, those figures, I mean, I actually like those. I didn't get them. I don't want them. But they look really good. I'm surprised that that the paint job was. I don't know. I'm not really surprised. That's what they do. Unfortunately,
I think Greg makes the point here, and this is the point about every time they go back to a franchise. He says, "I saw the new Christmas Story. It was fun seeing the kids all grown up, but you can't recapture the spirit of the original. You really got to love what you're doing to recapture it. That's why we mentioned all the time Cobra Kai.
Oh.
They did a good job of picking up where it was left off.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's decades later, picking up where it left off, addressing all the things that fans speculated about all that time. You know, a little love went into there, and that's all it takes. These other franchises, they pick something up that's, let's grab this 80s franchise, and they look at it only in terms of a franchise without ever considering what made it magical for the viewers to begin with. I just want to write a good story. I just want to tell a good story. I don't care if I make a dime off of this. They really loved what they were doing, and it shows. I also bring up Wrath of Khan when I talk about that. The chief writer for the Wrath of Khan never saw Star Trek, so he went and watched every one of the original episodes so he could understand what he was getting himself into. And the Botany Bay episode, it hit on him, and he was like, I wonder, with Carl Maltebon, I wonder if he's available. I wonder if I could get him to play Khan again. Hey, I got a great idea. The best Star Trek film ever made. So popular, it spawned the whole new Star Trek universe because Next Generation went into production because of the success of Wrath of Khan. That's a writer who cares about what he's doing. These guys, if you look at it only in terms of a franchise, then you're only worried about how much money you're going to make, and you don't care about what you're doing. And it shows, unfortunately.
Hank says he sent you a Facebook message a few weeks ago about a discussion topic about different generations can relate on certain things, but nobody can relate to this newer generation.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that. He sent it to basically talking about, different relationships can relate on certain things, but nobody can relate to the newer generation. Yeah, the stuff that's what's being done now, and we talked about that kind of, and like, what does the modern generation have for nostalgia? Nothing. There's nothing there. So, what is being produced now for the modern generation? In the future, is anybody going to care about it at all? Is there anything for them to talk about, cling to, think about? Or is it just, the next thing? Because we can go back. I can pull something out of a hat. I can bring up Battle of the Planets. I can bring up Speed Racer. I can bring up any number of those franchises. If I mention the Smurfs, somebody watching is going to be like, oh, wow. And then the memory is going to start flooding back. But in 20 years, will anybody be able to do that about what's going on now? Yeah, and it doesn't look that way.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
Wave 1 is to hook you. They got you after that. That's true.
The mistake that's made, though, and that's the consumer's fault when that happens, is you connect yourself to the company rather than the product. So you're a fan of the company. So Funko, they're making bad product, but you're diehard Funko for life, and it's like, but you don't like what they're producing, and even will say so, because we've seen videos with people with Funko. I didn't really like this one, but it was on sale, so you didn't like it. You just said you didn't like it, or they will staunchly defend the company, and the product isn't good. And I've gone through that with Mezco too. I don't need a blow dryer to work with my figure. I shouldn't have to boil it to loosen up joints. I shouldn't have to be super delicate because the knees are known to crack, because Mezco knows these problems exist and should have fixed it years ago and didn't do it. NECA too. The paint chips off. The joints break. People have been complaining about that for 20 years. Has NECA ever tried to fix it? No. Exactly. So are you a fan of the product or of the company? And if you're a fan of the company, you're making a mistake.
Two Old Geeks says, unless you're rich or foolish, you have to be selective on your purchases. Now, you can't just buy anything. And I said to myself, and I'm gonna do it once Super 7 gets to wave 10 on the Turtles, because I think they're on wave 8 or 9, and Thundercats, I'm out. because it's like a lot. Now, the one thing that they're doing with the Thundercats that I do appreciate, they are making characters that wasn't done before.
Yeah.
So that kind of keeps me in there. With the Ninja Turtles, it's you're like, oh, okay.
Although
it did look good.
Super 7 can get kind of carried away too. Like their last Transformers Ultimates offering, they made the shot by Galvatron Starscream, and they made the transformation Megatron. Two characters that were on screen in the movie for less than 3 seconds. Seriously. Unicron scanning Megatron when he turned purple and then reformatted him. He was purple for like 3-4 seconds. And the same thing with Starscream. He got shot, turned gray, crumbled. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need to make a figure of that? Because the Ultimates they were doing it with the Masters of the Universe too.
Yeah.
The
like the frozen
Tila, was that it? And a gold He-Man, from episodes, and all that is an excuse to recast the same mold. They don't have to retool.
You're right, and it's still characters that they didn't do.
But is it really a character if it was only in a scene for 10 seconds? But
but you said they did that in Star Wars now.
Well, no, Star Wars made every background character.
Right.
But yeah, they did. Like Hammerhead was in the bar scene for like 8 seconds. Or Boba Fett in the second movie, sorry. Yeah, Kenner did that, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Back to Super 7 and the Masters of the Universe, it's still characters that they didn't do. I mean, it's some characters they were only on the show one time. But like that little Star Child or whatever.
Oh, please don't ever make Star Child. And she was in 2 episodes.
Or the blind boy. You remember the boy was blind?
I remember that, yeah.
And then he had to get He-Man
out. He-Man got blind too by accident.
He-Man didn't get
blind. He was blind. He couldn't see. He got flashed.
Something happened, and the little blind boy had to save their life.
Part of that though is trying to wring licensing approval out of Filmation. For some of those characters were created by Filmation, not by Mattel.
Let's see. Nostalgia say I might as well pay $500 to $600 for custom one-of-a-kind figure of a character like my current Argon Ralph something Lord of the Rings figure.
Ralph Bakshi, yeah.
Okay. Then something you can get it. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and to a degree, I agree, because you get a hot toy, you're gonna pay that amount anyway, and then at least if it's custom, it's something you want specifically. Like when I got my Barnabas Collins, nobody else is making that. Well, they had one that came out like a long time ago.
From Sideshow, it looks like crap.
Was it Sideshow?
I think it's Sideshow. It looks terrible.
It does look awful. It doesn't even look like
the costume is okay.
But that's all. The head sculpt looks awful. But yeah, at least you get what you want.
Yes.
But then it also depends on who does the custom and all of that. But yeah, you get exactly what you want.
Jacob says he's scared to go down the Hot Toys rabbit hole. No, don't then. It's hit or miss. I would get it, ordering it like I just did the Batman Superman Nightmare review, because I got that one. I forgot I even ordered it because it was like 2+ years earlier, and I was disappointed with it. I didn't think they did a good job at all. So it's hit or miss. Yes. And I've got also, for example, I've got the Guardians of the Galaxy Stan Lee in the astronaut suit. I think they did a great job on it. It's nice, even the packaging, because it comes on a massive blister card instead of a box, and I thought that was a nice touch, nostalgic touch. But so it's hit or miss. Like with Mezco, I say the same thing. I've got Mezcos I think are really well done, like the Popeye Stormy Seas and the Nosferatu are really well done. And I've got other ones are terrible.
What was this saying?
I don't know.
Oh wait. Oh, who is that? K Munin. Oh, okay, he talking to somebody. Okay.
Masters of Magnetism has joined us. Wanted to know how Christmas was. It's fine.
And Direct says that the Christmas
MWK Direct.
Yeah, says that the Christmas story is good, better than expected.
Okay.
Hollywood is just trying to milk us. Yes, that's all. Well, it seemed like that's what they're doing, but then when you watch the show,
yeah,
you're like, you have an opportunity to get some people in there because they try, and I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to reach out to a newer audience, a younger crowd, but those people don't want to see that stuff. It's people like us, but then they alienate us because they make it where it's not true to the source material. They're recasting it with people that they shouldn't be recasting stuff with, and it's just getting weird. Most satisfied figure, the 3-0 Rambo.
He likes that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's Graphic Man has joined us.
Hey, Graphic
Thanks for joining
Man.
us. Oh, Jacob wanted to know. He says only Spider-Man 2099 would interest me, and for $400 to $500, I'd much rather have a HasLab than a Hot Toy. They just seem better quality, but I've never had either before. What do you guys think? What, you're not in the market for that HasLab Galactus? I did an unboxing of that too, because I have one. The Galactus, I like the Galactus, but the bonus figures I think were crap.
The bonus figures,
I don't think they did a good job.
It looked like little Dollar Tree stuff. It was real
they were
cheaply
they were
made.
poor quality, actually.
Yeah, they could have just made it like a Marvel Legends style in quality and put it with it. Those look like something you buy from Dollar Tree to give to your little kids on their birthday or for Christmas. You know, little stocking stuffers. They didn't look good, and they didn't feel good in your hand. They felt flimsy. They felt cheap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's this? He's asking me here. This is, out of all the old school toys, what was the most satisfying toy figure you owned? Kenner Marks, Hasbro, Mego. Actually, I like the 60s and 70s GI Joes. I've always had an affinity for them. But you know, as far as overall quality, playability, I would have to give it to actually Fisher-Price Adventure People. The Fisher-Price Adventure People, these are solid toys. Solid toys, cool figures. They're 5 points figures, but they're so solidly built, and there's a lot of imagination. You see some of the other offerings on the back there, because there was no comic or cartoon or anything associated with this. There was no story, so it was. I think that was just a really well done series. Good playability with those. And that's what he's saying here. It says, why don't they fix it years ago? What's wrong with these mongrels? I had the same complaint. Yeah, it's problems they could have taken care of, and they know it's a problem. And going back to the era, and I've often brought up the Godzilla, and this Thor and Acosta joining us. I'll show you the Godzilla here.
Okay, show us the Godzilla.
Yeah, and this is the Godzilla.
Hey, Chris.
From just to make the point of how things have changed. This is the Shogun Warriors Mattel Godzilla, but this is the 1980 version. This is version 3. And the way that I know it's version 3 is because of the switch. Now you notice the switch has like a triangle on the bottom. That's because the other switch was straight. It doesn't have that triangle. That triangle is a reinforcement because they were getting consumer complaints of the switch being broken off. And if anybody is familiar with this toy, and that's not a tongue, it's supposed to be fire, by the way.
No.
But is familiar with this, you will often see these with this switch gone completely. And that's because they were breaking. And people wrote into Mattel, and Mattel says, well, let's see if we can fix this. So from 78, or is it 78 to 79? Because there's 79 and 80 versions of like this. This, like I said, this is version 3. So within a year, they had it remolded so that the switch wouldn't break anymore.
That's because they cared. They got complaints, and they were like, one time it was word of mouth. You sold products by people that bought products. They go around, they tell your friends, oh, I bought that. That's nice. It's good to use or whatever. And kids buy this. Oh, no, that mess is garbage. It's always breaking.
The Ara G.I. Joe went through the same transition. That's why there's a straight and a swivel arm battle grip.
Mm-hmm.
The straight arms, they were the thumbs kept breaking on the figures because the kids were trying to position the guns, and when they positioned the guns, the thumb would snap off. Consumer complaints. So by the end of that year, they had already adjusted it to the swivel arm battle grip. That's why the straight arm ones are so rare. But they fixed it that quick because the customers were upset.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah, try getting them to do it now. They ignore you or they make fun of you on their social media for complaining.
Yeah. And Master Magnetism sold all the Marvel and Hot Toys because of all of the Iron Mans that kept coming out. I know every time we did
Iron Man and Spider-Man, they produce them by the ton.
Yeah, and the Star Wars too. How many of those Star Troopers of whatever them thing is you need? The white ones with the helmet.
Oh, the Stormtroopers, yeah, and they keep recasting the same ones. I know there's a lot of different Stormtroopers. There's Donald.
Hey, Donald.
Us. Thanks for popping in this evening. Master says he's trying not to complain on Christmas. I know, but what are you gonna do? Ha ha ha.
It's the way of life.
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah.
What are some old toy lines that collectors are sleeping on? Any 90s products, and I brought this up before.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. Wave 2 from Captain Planet's expensive.
Yeah.
Because they didn't hardly make them because show got canceled. But, any of those Playmates properties, Earthworm Jim, Stargate from Kenner, I think it's Mattel, Conan the Adventurer, based off of the After School television show. They're like 10-inch figures on a card. I think it's 1989 Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I got that whole set. Man, I was so happy when I got that.
Earthworm Jim. Did I say Earthworm Jim?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember.
All of those properties, they're still pretty cheap. You can go and find them relatively inexpensive. And that's because the generation that was watching those cartoons at that time are only just now starting to look for them. Look up what G.I. Joe Sergeant Savage. They're $10 a piece. Or again, I mentioned the Stargate based off of the movie Stargate Kenner action figures, and it's on this really nice black card shaped like a big keyhole. The Conan, not Conan, Coneheads action figures, the Kenner mask figures, any of those like 1990 to 97 era. The original Toy Biz, you're paying more for Marvel Legends remakes of Toy Biz carded figures than the original ones cost. Those old, like early 90s X-Men and Spider-Man and Iron Man Toy Biz figures, they're not expensive. They're really not. They will be, but they're not. And I think that's if you're looking for vintage properties, that's a good era to snap into. And there's a lot of interesting things there that you probably haven't thought about. Like I brought up, or Skeleton Warriors, which is also Playmates. They're still relatively inexpensive. Yeah, Super 7 Snarf, Eric says.
Yeah, $55. And Shatara had bad paint application.
Yeah, she had wonky eyes, didn't she?
Yeah, I got that figure. Very interesting sell action figures with zero screen time. Let's see, I bought the Sonar, Batman Forever, and Robin Hot Toys. Can't wait for them to arrive soon. Yeah. Hot Toys is getting really slow on because
it's another one, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight from Kenner, because that was like mid to late 90s, and those are decent figures. But it hasn't caught on. People forgot about them.
Well, it's still concentrating on the 89 Batman, and then the one that came after that, the second one with Catwoman. People are still getting a lot of that because those are expensive. Some of them are pretty expensive.
You were talking about Hot Toys.
Yeah, how long it's taking them to get stuff out, and people are waiting 2 and 3 years for some of those Hot Toys.
Yeah, like I
figures.
said, I forgot I ordered that Nightmare set. My Nightmare set. I got an email that it was on the way, and I'm like, "What? Did I order this? Holy crap!"
Super 7 sent out a email earlier this week on all of the back orders with a list of everything and where they are in the process, you know, and what wave. And I'm like, man, that email was long, you know, the list, because the tank, the Thunder tank is like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of stuff they got backed up. So.
And number one Marvel fan said they used to record the shows on cassette. You mean VHS? Yeah, and write it down. I was hard into it. Even the commercials had them all to memory. Some of those old, that's getting to be a thing now. I forget what they call it, but those cassettes that have pre-recorded stuff on it, they sell those on eBay.
You mean the VCR tapes?
Yeah, VCR tapes that people recorded themselves. Although you're not supposed to do that.
You got to name it something else, like home videos or something.
Blank home video or something like that to imply that there's nothing on it, but there is. But that's getting to be a thing.
Yeah. I used to do that. I don't know what happened to all those tapes. I'm pretty sure I threw them out.
Nostalgic for the 70s wants custom Mr. Rogers.
Sanford and Son, Pee-wee Herman, the Wolverines from
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Yeah, you got to find somebody because nobody's doing those. Aunt Esther would be funny.
And Hank says he's seen a lot of He-Man, Star Wars everywhere, but need G.I. Joe on the shelves.
Is G.I. Joe around here?
Yeah, we saw the carded ones.
We saw the carded and the box ones. A lot of the carded ones, though. Hey, Screw Your Feelings
has joined us this evening, and Robert wants to know if you're planning on getting any more Joker stuff.
No. I don't know. Even with the new movie coming out, I doubt it. The only thing that I would want is the Arthur Fleck from the Joaquin Phoenix. Outside of that, no, I don't want any more Joker. I got the 3 that I like.
Yeah.
Hot Toys never did a 1/6 scale Joaquin Phoenix. But I did get the bootleg one. I can't even remember the name of the company. But I got that, and that's fine. I would like to get the what's his name? Jack Nicholson Hot Toys, the Heath Ledger Hot Toys, but I probably won't. I won't even think about it. I'm trying to focus on other things right now.
Yeah.
What did you say? I must
no, Axel says he admits the original Transformer toys are pretty damn good back in the day, 80s and well made. Yeah, they're cool, and all they are is recasting of the Takara Diaclone line. But because she has an original one, they started making them in 1974. Or
they were die cast.
Yeah, they were die cast. Like she has the die cast. She has the Megatron, and it's a die cast pistol, and it actually shoots. But yeah, I just didn't care for the show. It was badly drawn. It was badly written. It had bad continuity, but it had a great toy line behind it and
good
really good voice acting. Yeah, the voice acting really sold it.
Yeah.
Shannon, no, the Miss Kitty is not here. She's upstairs sleeping.
She got lost this week.
Yeah, she did. She ran outside. She doesn't usually like, if you open a door, she wants to take off. But she ran outside, and because it was cold, I guess she ended up hiding somewhere, and she was gone until like the next day.
And boy, she came back in mad as can be.
Yeah, she was in a bad mood. I bet.
It's like nobody told you behind to run outside.
Because once she settled in, because of course she's one of the strays. Once she's settled in, she don't want to go out. You open a door and she starts backing up. But for some reason, she went out the other day.
Yeah.
And oh man, I bet she
she
regrets that.
needed just some fresh air. Yeah. She got a lot behind, spent the night outside, and it was cold. And we looked for her and called her and everything. And it was like, well, she'll be back. She came back the next day.
Yeah. Master of Magnetism says he's seen that Godzilla with the switch snapped off before. Yeah, that's usually how you find them. It's with that switch broken.
I recently bought some Boss Fight Tarzan and Flash Gordon figures. They're great figures. I'm hooked on Boss Fight mainly because I love Flash Gordon.
Sure.
I want to get the Flash Gordon. The 70s one though is expensive, so I thought about getting the one from NECA on the card, but they only made it 2. Hey,
Vigo Von
okay.
Doom.
Vigo.
Is that a reference to Ghostbusters? Count Vigo, right, from the second film in the painting.
His name was something, I don't know. Yeah, but the NECA Flash Gordon, they only made 2, Ming and Flash Gordon. And the other ones they did quite a bit, plus vehicles.
And Gilgamesh says Earthworm Jim is the next series he wants to complete, but he wants the new ones. Yeah, that's right. They're remaking them. And he says Reboot is the last series I completed. They're still priced good online. Yeah, and that's another one. Reboot was an after-school cartoon series in the mid-90s.
Okay, JG. Hey,
yeah,
JG.
Or Beetleborgs was another one, or VR Troopers. These are all
I
toy
remember
lines.
the name of that
those are
name.
all figures that there's. Yeah, thanks for joining us, JG. I see you there. But those are all properties that no one's thinking about right now that you can still pick up really cheap.
Oh, hold on.
You forget something?
No.
Oh yeah, Biker Mice. Biker Mice is starting to get a little expensive, and Street Sharks will shock you. Street Sharks can get very expensive. The Tick is still cheap.
I was going to show. We had got the Biker Mice from Mars Cake Pan.
It's upstairs.
Oh,
we found it. We found it at
Goodwill.
Value
Village.
For 30 cents. It's upstairs.
Is the okay? Yeah. Is the cake pan? You remember in the 80s, 70s, 80s? I guess they had the cake pan of all your favorite characters.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
No,
I don't think so.
But they had one, and it was on sale. It was like 60 cents, and then it was half off. So we had got it. And I was going to show it because you said Biker Mice, but I thought it was down here.
Kaiju has joined us. And then, what's this? Greg is making a point about Robotech. That's a mess, though.
I wish someone would sort out Robotech
licensing. Those are some great toys. I would like to see them return. Problem with that is you're talking about the Americanized version of Robotech because it was 3 seasons of after-school programming. Okay, but it's 3 different shows from Japan, entirely different, unrelated shows that they. Since it was in Japanese anyway, they said, well, instead of just revoicing this, why don't we just rewrite the whole thing? Because you don't know what they're saying anyway. So they merged these 3 different seasons are actually 3 different programs. So you're dealing with 3 different license holders.
Oh.
And that's where it gets to be confusing. Oh yeah, My Pet Monster. I remember that. But yeah, these are Real Monsters. You can still get those pretty cheap.
I used to watch that. I used to love that.
Almost the whole set.
Yeah, so I'm missing one.
Missing one of the action figures. I think that was Mattel too, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think that was Mattel. Oh, this is that's a good point.
What?
Yeah, Master says I've seen a lot of people canceling their Mezco pre-orders that haven't been released for years now, and it has been. I know it's been over 2 years for the '89 Batman.
Do they do a down payment?
Yeah. So if you cancel it, you lose your down payment.
Or do they apply the down payment to something else?
I don't know if that's.
That's the one thing about pre-orders.
Yeah.
Like I'll do pre-orders on Big Bad Toy Store, and as long as it's like I guess they got like what under so much dollars, you can just pre-order it and pay it when it comes. But if it's a statue or a hot toy or something like that, well, not a hot toy, but a statue, you got to put a down payment down. And then once you put that down payment, I'm like, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to lose my money, So everything else, if you just cancel it, you just cancel it because you didn't put any money down.
Yeah, and people went through that also with who was it? Big Chief Studios, because they get frustrated with them because you shouldn't be waiting 2.5, 3 years for a figure. Delay after delay after delay. It's frustrating. Yeah, Hank likes the Batman Legends. That's an underrated series. A lot of them are.
Yeah, Kaiju say somebody stole his money in premium toys. Stole his money, I guess, on pre-orders. Yeah.
And his Master talking about, he says, In art has a Heath Ledger Joker that looks awesome, 6 scale, but it's higher price than Hot Toys.
Then I don't need to be bothered.
Oh, yeah.
What does Robert say? But
I don't know.
Hot Toys might do Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, well, might show been out. What that movie been out for a long time, and they didn't do nothing. So,
and Logic Blaster has
Logic Blaster
joined us. And Robert wants to know where his favorite gumless kid. Well, you know that's an outdoor cat.
Yeah, he doesn't come in the house.
Hobo. Hobo is one of the homeless cats we take care of.
They sound sour. Thank you.
And he has no teeth.
None at all.
No teeth. And
Stone
Sour made a donation.
And we are grateful.
Yeah, we are.
Because we need soft food. We got to go out and get some soft food.
Soft food especially for Hobo.
Yeah.
And because we used to wonder, why is he taking so long? Because he'd come to the back to eat with the other strays, and he'll sit there for 2 hours.
Literally 2 hours.
Yeah, and then it's like, when he finally got comfortable enough that I could approach him and start checking him out, because now I can pick him up and move him around and everything. He's happy. But before, he doesn't know who I am. He's scared to death. And it's like, oh, you got no teeth. Holy crap. No wonder. And now we know what to do for him.
Yeah. So now we give him soft food. Or if it's the hard food, we put it,
we soak it.
Yeah, soak it in some kind of, we keep stock, like beef stock or beef broth and chicken broth. And we put that on it to soak it so it can get soft.
Jeff says he still has his old mom's.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can answer that real quick, Robert. Yes. Anything related to him will go up for a short time, then it'll go back to where it was.
Yeah,
because there's always that hype. Everybody's like, "Oh, so and so died. Let me grab this." And then when that's over with, then it'll balance back out. Yeah. Mice. Yeah. If I get a chance, I'll grab it.
I'll go grab it.
You want to go grab that?
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
And look, Axel Foley
made
a donation. Axel Foley gave us $10 for the kitty fund. This is Merry Christmas to you and David and LPH. Your knowledge of collecting is fantastic. Well, thank you. Just trying to share it. There's a lot of people that are interested in that, apparently, and we're happy to share that with everyone, really. But yeah, it goes a long way towards taking care of the strays, especially with the kittens. We got to rehome them soon, and I don't want to do it because I always worry that whoever we rehome any of the cats to aren't going to take care of them as well as I do. Because most of them were pets that got left in the woods out here that we found. So, these are people that were given a cat or bought a cat or adopted a cat and then said, "Screw you, cat," and left them out here. So I always worry about that. I always take that to heart really closely. So thank you, Axel, and thank you again, Stone Sour. Also, what's Jeff saying here? Every 10 years of her birthday, 20, 30, and soon 40, my mom uses the Batman cake pan. Oh, that's awesome. No, there's nothing silly about that. That's cool. Master wants to know, Jeff says that his mother still uses the cake pan for his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Here it is.
Hold on, take that down so they can see.
Oh, okay. Oh. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, we found this. And when I go to the thrift stores, I look for these.
And she was like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "Biker mice."
Yeah, I didn't know who it was. But I do look for them. And you always see like Frozen and stuff like that. I don't want those. But the classic ones.
Yeah, why not?
And we were at a show and a lady had some like
strawberry shortcake,
and a couple of others.
Care Bears.
Mm-hmm. But if I see them, I always pick them up, and it was 60 cents, and it was half off, so it was 30.
The Value Village.
Yeah, Value Village.
Yeah. Master wants to know if we collect the Police Academy figures. No, we don't have any.
I thought, oh no, those are rookies.
No, I've got LJN rookies.
Yeah,
and SWAT.
Mm-hmm.
But the Police Academy figures were, I don't know. Based off of the Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah, the cartoon.
That was based off of the movie series, of which there were 8 films and 1 season of a live action show. Unbelievable that it went that far. It should have only been 1 film. I'm sorry. I know somebody's going to be like, "Hey," but I think that was a one shot, and they just kept going. It ruined Steve Gutenberg's Gutenberg's career.
Oh yeah.
He had a lot of gigs before he took Police Academy. It didn't work after that. He's done a couple of Lifetime movies, like Christmas specials, but
once you get into that Lifetime and Hallmark Christmas
your
specials,
career is done.
yeah, you're pretty much done.
But it was Police Academy that killed him. It was going too far down the line for Steve Gutenberg.
Well, the first one was all right. You know, it was like, okay, that's that. But then they had up to 8 of them, didn't they? Like 8 Police Academies.
Yeah, there were 8 films.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
And a cartoon.
And
it's
a cartoon,
just too much.
and a live action show on ABC.
Oh, I don't.
Just one season. I don't think it lasted beyond a season.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember the movies. I saw a bunch. I don't know how many, because they used to come on TV. So sadly, I can't shop at my local Goodwill. That place is disgusting, full of weirdos and sewers.
I got a picture of a guy asleep in Goodwill. I should put it up on the Instagram.
I told you to put that on. He was knocked out on the couch. I mean, laid out on the couch. Because, they sell furniture. He was stretched out, knocked out sleep.
Yeah, Robert says better a cat than a snake. We do not have snakes or rodents.
No, we don't have nothing in our backyard. The squirrels used to come onto the porch. They don't anymore.
They don't come close to the porch anymore.
No, they stay at the tree line because it's the backyard is kind of clear, and then there's some trees. They stay in the tree line because those cats don't play games. They don't play at all.
No. And Ewan was saying, always sad to hear about an animal being abandoned. Yeah. And some of them went through. That's why we have such empathy for Miss Kitty, because Miss Kitty was roughed up pretty bad, and she
had a broken leg.
Well, and she also has all those scars on her back.
Yeah.
She has crisscross of lash marks all over her back.
Yeah.
You can't see it unless she rolls forward, and then when her fur stands up, you can see all these deep grooves in her back. It looks like she was whipped with an extension cord or something.
Yeah, she don't let you touch her too much. Yeah. She'll sit on you.
And you can pet her, but
on
if you
her
try
head.
to pick her up or move her or anything, she gets really freaked out. And we couldn't possibly rehome her because I don't think anybody could understand her.
No. She just wants to be left alone. She wants to talk to you and she wants to talk to you, period.
Yeah.
Outside of that, just stay away. Our neighbors' cats love to come to our house and lounge around and chill and get rid of the varmints.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor, that's what I was saying. I think it only was like one season or half a season or something that didn't do well. It's kind of like ABC also had an Animal House. They tried to do Animal House as a live action show, and that didn't fly either. You'd be surprised what they tried back in the day. Robert wants to know if I have a Mork figure with egg. Always thought it was a good figure. Surprised. Did do Happy Days Laverne and Shirley in that scale. No Mindy, no Exodore. That guy cracks me up. Yeah.
You can't see it from here, but he does have one.
They did like a 9-inch. You can't see it from here. I don't think so. But they did a 9-inch Mork and Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
And all they did was retool the Mattel Sunshine family bodies again, because it was like 3rd or 4th time they had done that, because the Welcome Back Kotter figures are Sunshine family. The Mattel, not the Palatoy, but the Mattel Space 1999 are Sunshine family bodies, and so is the Mork and Mindy. But they also did it in a 3 3/4 inch scale with the egg ship, because that was the popular thing at the time. But they didn't go any further than that. And they made a Jeep also. The Jeep's kind of hard to find, and all that is a recasting of a big Jim Jeep. But yeah, I do have the egg ship Mork. It's a pretty rudimentary figure, actually. It's only a 5 points figure.
How popular were those Commando figures behind you? They look pretty cool, but I rarely ever see them show up.
That is a huge can of worms. It really is, because I can get into that a little bit here. This is the Commando figures, and this is Chopper, and he's from the C team, which means Commando. And there's the C team and the F team, and the F team is the Fear team. And there's 8 figures. But there's also, all 8 of these figures were redone on a red and yellow card. It was supposed to be a cartoon show, and they canceled it. They never made it, never even got to pilot. So these ended up in dollar stores. They're extremely hard to find. So there's eight on this card, 8 on a red and yellow card. There are 6 on a card like this in a 6-inch size instead of 3 3/4 inches, not counting this one because this one was made for the movie. So that's 6 more plus 1, that's another 7. And then there are 4 2-packs. 4 2-packs with the same 8 figures. I don't think they did this on a red and yellow card. And then there's the deluxe ones that you see down there. 16-inch variety. Black and white card to match these. Red and yellow to match the other set. And then there's a third one in a box like this that is actually a ninja. So yeah, massive can of worms with this series. Very, very hard to find them on the card at all. Any of them. But yeah, no, I don't mind. I'd love to complete that set like you see over here. I love when a set is finished. I feel satisfied. Like that's the Kenner Chuck Norris behind her over here on her left. And I've got the entire Kenner Chuck Norris set there, which is always good. I don't know, because Dad and Hobo are really old, but Dad still has his teeth. I'm not sure how old they actually are, though.
Okay. I have a cat I saved from the streets. I'm the only person that can touch her. She sleep on my belly.
Yeah.
It's this when anyone comes near.
They know who they like.
Yeah.
Oh,
they know who feeds them. Yeah. Until you go in the front porch. Okay, they're talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Max made a donation also.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
What are both what?
I'm sorry.
What are both of your predictions for Funko in 2023? More of the same.
Well, they fired the one guy.
Yeah, because he buried them. You saw what he did to the stock.
Yeah.
It was the announcement. He said, we don't think we're going to make the quarter. That's enough to make all the speculators bail.
Yeah.
And they did. And they lost 2/3 of the value of the stock in less than an hour on opening bell Monday morning.
Yeah. But the thing is, like right now, it seems like they're going back to more retro style figures. Like they're going back to the Care Bears. They're going back to the Mickey Mouse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They also bought Mondo, which I knew when they bought Mondo was going to just start cranking stuff out.
And which they are.
Yeah.
They are.
And before, they were slow. They were taking their time. They gave you time to like save your little pennies to get stuff out. Now they already put out their projection of what, like 6 or 7 Masters of the Universe figures. They never got back to the Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
Which I was all on board, and I was happy because they were doing it, because I knew they would probably put out 1 or 2 a year.
Mm-hmm.
They never put out any more. They overdid it, I think, with the Man-Thing figure. I like my Man-Thing figures, but I mean, they came out with like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
Just in different color schemes, and that was just kind of crazy.
That's what Nostalgic is saying here. He says, I have to be honest, I don't get Funko. It's not an original property. And this is the other thing. I've brought this up before. People get mad, but it's the truth. Remco did it first. Remco in the 60s did what Funko is doing now. And you've probably seen them. The Remco Beatles, the Munsters, the Addams Family, the Mamas and the Papas, the Barry Goldwater. They did political figures. And it is just a figurine with a big caricature head and a window box, which is all Funko is.
Yeah.
They took an original concept that was already around. You can see something similar to that back here. Right here, the Mattel Chatter Chums, big head caricature figures made in the 70s and early 80s.
And the Mormons did a figure too.
Who?
That Zorn figure or Zor or whatever. It was a figure. It looked like a Funko. I think it was from the
Oh,
Mormons.
oh no, that was recent though. I know what you're talking about. They did Bible figures. They did knockoffs of Funko in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about decades ago.
I know. I'm just saying other people that did some
Even
stuff.
their sodas are not original. Their sodas look like the 70s Sutton and Sons properties, where they did United King Features syndicates figures and Hanna-Barbera characters and stuff like that in the soft vinyl figurines like the sodas. It's not original, but it's a concept that works. They just cranked it out more than anyone else ever tried to. And there's Reston's last stand.
Thanks hey Reston. Are you happy Funko is going downhill?
No, I don't have anything against Funko.
No, I'm hoping some of the figures that I was wanting go down in price. Some of the Wizard of Oz is, but it's still more than I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
But some of the Wizard of Oz, because I've been looking, and they're starting to come down. It's like Wizard of Oz and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I think it's one
Island
other.
of Misfit Toys, they did,
yeah. Those two, I think it's one more, but I can't remember. But I know for sure those two I would love to have.
Sure.
You know, but I'm not, years ago I said I would not spend over this amount for a Funko Pop, and I still don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Hank wants to know predictions for the G.I. Joe toy line. More of the same, because I think I brought this up a while back when I was showing classifieds on the weekly roundup. They have blueprints that they're working on molds for going 3 years out.
Ooh.
So they've got they already know what figures they're going to be making all the way into what 2026 almost.
Did they make the twins yet?
Yeah, but they packaged them separately.
Oh.
And everybody was like, what the hell? Because they originally came together, which would have made more sense, but whatever.
But you can make more money.
I guess. Or recard them. But, yeah, it's more of the same.
Patty wants to see your rookies and SWAT and all of that.
Oh, do you have all of them? I do not. I only have
some.
I only have a handful. They're over here in the corner. It's you can actually see some of them sitting right here. A couple of rookies, some SWAT figures. I've got the pack. I've got some emergency, you know.
Oh, hold on. Let me move it so you can see the emergency. Okay, now you can see the emergency.
No, it's all right. I don't have too much. These are another property that's really, really hard to find on the card. And the cards are usually pretty badly damaged. And this is another one that's a massive can of worms. Because, like you see, here's a black version. This is the reissue. Because the first year that they came out, like you see, the rookies are blue and the SWAT figures are on white cards. And there's 4 of each of all 3, so that's 12 figures, right? No, because all of them were reissued on a black card. So that's 24. Oh, but wait, there's more. Each of them was also issued in 2 packs. So there's 6 more. But wait, there's more. Montgomery Ward's also had them in a box, mail order, with a photograph of the action figure on the front of the box. So it's not just like a plain shipper box. And then all of the accessory packs, because they don't, you notice he doesn't have anything in there.
No.
You got to buy the accessories separately. And they came boxed or carded. So you could get the deluxe box, or you could get 2 cards that would have all of the same stuff you see there.
In different colors?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then of course there's the vehicles. And there's only 3 vehicles.
Well, that's good.
There's only 3 vehicles if you can find them. I only have the SWAT van.
So it's a vehicle for each.
1 vehicle for each line.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's
that's not bad.
Yeah. So, but that's another one that's a massive can of worms. It's a Mego-like figure. Like I've got the loose one sitting here.
You don't have his hat.
No, it looks like a Mego figure. Well, I think that this is actually a rookie figure because they just recast them, so it's the same you know, they reuse the molds.
Look like they reused the clothes and just put that vest on top.
Put the vest on it. Yeah, they took a lot of LJN took a lot of shortcuts with this, but but they made so many different variants.
No.
If you can find any of them, they're very, very difficult to find.
No, we do not have any of the Masters of the Universe Castle Grayskulls or Snake Mountains or none like that. We don't have those. And JG loves speculations.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's okay.
Speculation is okay. I watch some in the comic books. They start getting kind of weird and they get on my nerves in comic books because, you know, you hint at a movie might come out or a TV show might come out or something like that. And then, you know, it just gets really, it causes the book to go up in price. And then, you know, it's like, okay, I'm paying all this money for this stupid book. And it just gets weird. Oh, you need
what?
I was gonna delete that. Oh,
yeah, it won't let you.
Oh,
it won't let us. If we have any of the admins in here for that, like girls online garbage, because it's hard to shut it down from our end.
Now this thing don't let you make people admins no more like you used to.
That's because we're doing it through the restream.
I know. Yeah. So now I don't know how to make people.
Yeah.
Because
we usually have one or two.
Yeah.
I think Stone Sour, if he's still in here, I think he is.
Yeah, and Robert was, but that's when it was on YouTube. But then when we switched to this, it took that away, and I don't know how to put it back. I know you can. Yeah. I just don't know how. I got to figure it out. But anyway.
They're specializing more because Funko is moving away from dealing with independent retailers and working more with larger operations like Target and Walmart.
Well, also the Funko has a eBay store now.
Yeah, they just started doing
that. They got an eBay store, but I mean, if it's like the Funko shop, they still ain't gonna put nothing in there because they're not gonna put the exclusives in there. Because at the Funko shop, you go down there talking about, oh, can you have this exclusive? No, you got to get to the store. And it's like, what's the point in that?
Extreme says he likes Mythic Legions, but they are expensive.
Yeah, but they look really good. They are expensive.
And Robert didn't know they made emergency figures. Yeah, way back in like 73, 74. They're old. And like I said, it's really, really tough to find them on the card. Because the cards are very thin. I brought this up with certain toy lines. It's like cereal box cardboard. It's super thin cardboard. So a lot of them didn't last. Plus, that's back from the era when kids actually played with toys.
Nerd World is here from New York.
Hey, thanks for joining us this evening.
We don't have Paramount Plus.
No.
We don't pay for nothing except for Amazon Prime.
We don't have Paramount Plus. We don't have Netflix. We don't have Disney Plus.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Any streaming service you have to pay for, we don't have. We do have Amazon Prime because, you know, we had Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime TV come with that. So we have that. That's the only paid service we have. Do you have the MASH figures?
David does. I don't have MASH figures.
I thought you had a MASH. I'm looking at it with my eyeballs.
Oh, no. He's talking about the TriStar ones, 3 3/4 inch. I've got the Durham MASH figures based on the movie.
Oh.
He means the TriStar. Am
How
I
you
correct,
know
Robert?
That? Yeah, he mean it.
Because he also said Love Boat.
Oh,
because
okay.
Love Boat is Mego, but the MASH are TriStar figures.
Okay.
And I don't have that line. I wish I did, actually, because they're getting expensive. I've got the original Durham 9-inch figures from like the early 70s or mid 70s based on the movie.
Patty had them all at one time.
You know what? I still did. I bet you do. I don't blame you.
The thing I find with most collectors, talking to you and watching other people online, they always had stuff, and then for some odd reason through life they lost it, sold it, gave it away, got stolen or whatever, and then some of them never try to recollect. Some of them do try to recollect. You know, it's always they were in and then it got out somehow.
Yeah.
something happened, either they lost interest or they had to sell because they needed money or whatever.
Things happen.
Things happen, yeah. But that's like the common thread with collectors of almost all kinds.
Yeah. And Robert and Stone Sour said they got it.
Got what?
Those stamps.
Oh yeah, okay,
so
good.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate it because that's annoying. JG says he likes the discussion about everything collectible. Some people do take the fun out of it for sure, and they do. Some people do suck the life out of it, and we're not trying to do that. This is this is a sanctuary for us, and we share that experience, or we try to, anyways, with the people who watch.
But we also don't try to make you feel bad for the way you collect and what you collect. And I know I see a lot of people, and they talk about that. They harp on the fact that you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't collect this, you don't store your stuff that way, you don't display it that way. And it's like, so what? I do whatever I want to do. My money, you know, my house, my money.
Yeah.
I do what I want to do.
Was it Nerd wants to know if I got the new Sergeant Slaughter? No, I didn't. I haven't bought any. I got off the classifieds bandwagon. I got a couple because someone sent me a couple. Just recently, which I was surprised, but I stopped buying them because I was too frustrated trying to track them
Wrestling.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what the funny tie-in with with him in the WWF and then transitioning to G.I. Joe? What was Sergeant Slaughter's signature finishing move?
I don't know.
The Cobra Clutch.
Really?
Before even G.I. Joe was the Cobra Clutch.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I remember when he was wrestling. I remember not caring for him when he wrestled. I never cared for him when he came on G.I. Joe. I was like, what? That
changed everything because he played himself on G.I. Joe, and that made him iconic.
Yeah, but I still didn't care for him, and I'm like, why is he on G.I. Joe? I don't even like him in wrestling. I don't know why. I just never cared for him.
And
as a wrestler,
he has never looked like his action figures.
Man, I feel
his entire life he's never looked like his action figures.
And then he goes to we haven't seen him, I think, at the last 2 shows we were at.
He's always around
but boy, I feel so bad. And he came up to me and talked to me at one of the shows, and I pray to God that I was not rude, but he sits in one of those scooter things, not scooters, but those walkers where you can walk behind it and sit on it. He's always on that. And we walk around and we'll take laps. So we'll walk around the same spot like 4 or 5 times. And we were like maybe on our 5th, 6th lap. And then he walks out into the aisleway because I got the camera. He's like, do you want to take a picture of me? And I kind of looked down because he looks bad, and I just feel so bad.
A lot of them do, and she takes it to heart.
Oh man, I don't even look at them.
A lot of them look really bad.
They look awful.
When you see them in person.
We went to the last one in South Carolina. What's that? Retro whatever.
Retro Toy-Con.
And it was a bunch of wrestlers there. I didn't even recognize him. $1 Million Man was there. I didn't even recognize
like,
him.
Who is that, David? It's like, dude, that's Ted DiBiase. What? Or when we saw
it was another wrestler.
When we saw Scott Hall for the last time.
Oh God.
He looked really bad.
And I don't look that way because we went, like I said, we go, we look, they always got the picture of them when they were wrestling. So they look great. And you recognize them from the picture. And then you look at them and you're sitting there like, oh my God. And then that other guy, the one that snapped his neck was not Sting.
No.
What's his
Lex
name?
Luger.
Lex Luger. Oh, he in a wheelchair and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I just can't take it. I know I work with disabled people all day. I can work with them. I can do all of that. But in my mind, they were always disabled. So, it's like, it's just different. It's like when you see somebody and you've seen them in one way and now you're seeing them a different way. And it's like, man, that is not what I remember.
The other guy that you saw was Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
Bagwell can't even walk now. He can't walk anymore.
Man, and you know, and I honestly, you know, I love the Undertaker, but I don't want to see him either.
Yeah.
Because I saw a picture of him in Starbucks.
He was
with those crutches.
He walks with the arm supports.
Yeah.
Not crutches, but the arm supports, and he walks like this.
Oh, I don't ever want to see him.
Yeah.
Because boy, I probably just fall out on the floor. David, do you like soft goods on figures or plastic details?
I prefer mixed media.
Yeah, I prefer
like
mixed media and rooted hair.
Yeah. Where are we here? Oh, Two Old Geeks, Star Trek, Star Wars, or Lord of the Rings. Well, it depends. I like a lot of things. Because we can't answer that question.
Which one?
Is that the Dark Side Toys? Because I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, I heard they went out of business.
Yeah, because I've heard that, but I really don't know much about it.
Yeah, I heard it just this week.
But the Star Trek, Star Wars. I mean, I like all three of the properties. I prefer the Star Wars toys. I used to have a complete set, carded and boxed, of the Mego Star Trek, but that's part of the collection that was stolen, and I just never got back into. it. Got any figures coming in the mail soon? I don't think so.
No,
not in the immediate future. We just did an unboxing video this week too.
I ordered some stuff from Big Bad Toy Store that's in my pile of loot that's waiting. I'm waiting for 2 more things to get released before, I like to pile it up in there as big as I can get it. And your parents threw it away.
Yeah, so that happened to some people.
Yeah.
In my case, it was stolen, but that's another story.
I never had nothing to get thrown away or lose.
And Baba Louie wants to know if we're adding the Sideshow 6-scale Dirty Harry figure.
No.
I'd like to, but it's too expensive. Yeah. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Reston says what? Be careful about showing your collection. I always remember seeing a YouTube video of an old man showing a priceless vintage record. He took it out of the sleeve and it broke to pieces. Oh, no.
Oh, God. I got a fan.
You're going to fall out on the floor.
My father and I got into it a long time ago. When I moved out, he took my golden and
oh no,
and put them in the wood chipper.
Oh,
not my mama.
Oh,
she put our stuff away, and then when you come back to try to get it, won't let you have it. I told you, well, you were there with my record, my Care Bears record. She had put up with her records.
Yeah,
and I was looking for something and saw it, and she was like, oh no, that's mine. I got to keep it for you. I took my record. No, my mama, I praise the Lord. She don't throw nothing away. She don't throw people's stuff out. She don't want you throwing her stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I mean, I can box it up, but to throw out or to burn, I mean, you would have to die and like that. I don't know.
JG says we're very consistent about supporting collectors.
We try to be.
Well, if it you know what, it's for a lot of people, it's the one thing keeping them afloat. It's the one thing that makes them happy, the one thing that brings them back to a simpler time. Why would you want to steal that?
Why you want to be that last straw? That straw that broke that camel back.
Yeah, I know.
That's all you need, because you don't know how many people living on the edge.
Yeah.
And you probably the one that's helped keeping them straight.
You know who's living on the edge?
Who?
Steve Tyler.
Living on the edge.
That's right. Jeff says he regretted it after they resolved their issues.
Who?
Jeff, the
him and his
wood
daddy
chipper guy. That's a shame. That
was his dad.
I know.
Man, that's awful. Collect what makes you happy. That's right.
Absolutely.
And don't worry about anybody else, because it ain't their money you spending.
Yeah, and there's Jacob says, you guys seem super knowledgeable about toys. How would I find out about any new Spider-Verse 2099 action figures due to come out with the movie as a Marvel Legends Spider-Verse? Well, we do the weekly roundup on Friday, and if it's coming out as Legends or something like that, we would announce it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could also track Big Bad Toy Store, because they do their weekly announcements for the stuff that they carry, and they would probably carry something like that because it would very likely be a Mattel license.
And then also on the Marvel website, they got like the toys. They'll tell you what's coming soon, or you can do
Hasbro's.
Oh, okay. Whoever
Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, whoever has the license to do the figure. I know Hasbro does, Mattel does, but they'll show you what's coming soon or what's projected. You can look at that. So that's when I want to know, that's what I do.
And K Munin says this channel and the people on it are great.
Yay!
I personally have learned a lot of things that I never would have gotten to know otherwise. Well, we're glad to hear that. And Raw Talk is putting down Jesse. He says Jesse the Body didn't mess with Sergeant Slaughter because he never served.
Oh. Wait, Jesse. Oh,
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, but Sergeant Slaughter never served.
Yes, Jesse the Body was
he like a drill sergeant? He had the drill sergeant hat and on G.I. Joe talking about I'm gonna whip you into shape and all of that, like he served. Oh no.
Master wants to know if Slaughter spits as he talks. No, I never saw him do that.
No,
because I've talked to him a few times, but
I don't talk to him. That I don't even wave. I just keep on walking.
Yeah, Jeff, that's because they got beat to death and often for nothing. They got very little. They got very little out of it.
Yeah.
Only a handful of them, a select few of them were earning. Even the ones who were earning, like Hulk Hogan, I think he said knee surgery like half a dozen times.
Yeah.
They put them. It's staged, but
it's still hard on your body.
It's still punishing, and often they didn't get much out of it. A lot of them didn't. I remember Sid Vicious talking about being made to run back out when he wasn't prepared to after just having, I think it was shoulder surgery, and it was only a couple of days fresh, and tore it again because they made him go back out. And I forget who it was. It was another guy who he had just won the championship belt. And this was in the late 70s. I forget who it was. And he said that he couldn't get his hotel room and ended up sleeping on a park bench. He was like, I'm laying on a park bench asleep in the middle of the night wearing a championship belt under my windbreaker. And how embarrassing is that? And it's like, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they got tormented.
Yeah, and it's some YouTube channels that talk about like the wrestlers, and they give you like a little documentary and into their past and their fall. I think I know one of them, it tells you the fall of this wrestler, that wrestler, and other stuff. And I used to watch that a lot. I had to back off wow, because it gets too depressing. But they do have hard lives in that movie, and we said it before. The wrestler. You see that movie, and then because they do the circuit, and they're at the same shows you going to buy toys, and you're like, man, they're doing that little circuit. They're sitting in the corner, and people over there trying to get them to sign some pictures and stuff like that. And they're
signing pictures that depict how they used to look.
And then they got the posters of them of how they used to look. And then you looking at the poster and you looking at them and you like, that is not the same person. Yeah. Because like I said, when we were at the last show, the retro toy show, it was about 3 wrestlers there I did not recognize. I recognized the poster. And I'm like, oh my God,
David,
they cannot be the same person. It just didn't look right.
And that's true for some of them too. I see you put K Munion's comment there, because some of them they abuse themselves in other ways.
Yeah, they drugs and alcohol and other stuff.
They wore themselves down.
Yeah,
with the self-abuse issues.
Yeah, and a lot of them are on steroids.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. It has been interesting for me to see wrestlers appearing at some of the smaller conventions and cosplayers. Yeah, and they're at these small shows because we go.
Oh, you know who the other one was? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It was Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I think that's particularly interesting. And I had commented on that because she didn't recognize him at all. She was like, "That's Hacksaw? What happened to him?"
Because I saw his picture, but I'm looking and I'm like,
because when the wrestler came out, he was very condemning of that film. Because he said it was all bullshit, and that these that's not how it is. A lot of these guys, they did really well. I did really well. I've done great for myself. and now he's on the
circuit,
on the same circuit with the rest of them, trying to make a few dollars peddling his autograph with everybody else. So I wonder what happened to him that he ended up there.
Yeah. Yes, I am going to get that Undertaker. I love the Undertaker, and then they got Paul Bearer with him in the urn. Oh God, I gotta get that. I am.
Patty says it's like a singer who can't sing anymore. Like all of them, because all of those they should be retired and they're not, and you're getting ripped off. I got on that with a few of them. Paul McCartney and what is that? Love is a Battlefield. What's her name?
Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar and Kiss. They're lip syncing. They're singing part of it, but they're also being they are ghost singing.
Yeah, they got somebody in the background singing.
The way this works, for those of you who don't understand that, they have a background singer, and that singer is off stage. You don't see them or know where they are. The person in the control booth, they're both singing at the same time, but you get to a point where there's a note they can't do anymore, or a section they can't do anymore, and the control booth person swaps them, and then you hear the person backstage hitting that note, and then they flip it back, and that's an okie doke. Pat Benatar's been doing it. Like I said, Paul McCartney's been doing it. A lot of people's Bruce Springsteen, I think, has been doing it. And Kiss, they found out they weren't even playing the instruments or singing at all. They were playing a full recording and pretending. They were miming the whole act. And people are paying hundreds and even thousands of dollars for these tickets, and this is what they're getting. And it's like, dude, just freaking retire. What happened to your savings?
Some years back, I went to a concert and Shaka Khan was there. It was Frankie Beverly, Shaka Khan, and Kim. So Shaka Khan gets up there. Frankie Beverly doing his thing. Shaka Khan gets up there. Every song, she didn't sing. The crowd sang. It was like a sing-along. And she would start the song, and the crowd would sing, and she would just sit there and sway back and forth. And then it'll get to like a high note. She'll hold the mic out. She wasn't doing nothing. And I'm sitting there like, I paid this money. Granted, I only really came to see one of the artists. The other two I like. And I do like Shaka Khan. But if she wasn't there, I still would have went. But I'm like, I didn't pay all this money to sing your song. So, you go to these things, you pay all of this money. They don't sing, they don't do nothing. They just, I don't know.
Patty says they did Kojak and Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch were done by Mego, and they did Huggy Bear and a bunch of others, and a villain. And the Kojak, I forget who made Kojak, but they only did 2 figures, Kojak and a bad guy, and then they had like a Sears exclusive 2-pack that came with both figures in like a cutout cardboard office in a box. I don't have Paramount Plus. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I trust watching a modern Star Trek show anyways. I tried watching one and it was pretty unsavory.
Yeah, my mama is watching. She know that she don't have that record no more.
Yeah, Johnny Future.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you,
You're going
Johnny.
to work. Poor guy.
Oh, poor guy. Gotta work on Christmas. We gotta
do what we gotta do.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Kolchak, the Night Stalker. I remember that series. We've seen some of that. Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh, yeah. Because it was 2, and they go together. The two movies go together.
That's right. Strange New Worlds, actually better than Picard. Sad, such a noble character is now feeble. Yeah, I'd heard Picard's pretty bad.
But isn't he still doing the Star Trek?
Yeah, but he's playing his character. But they've altered the storyline so much people don't like it. And there's Edwin says, "Merry Christmas, everyone. Family just left, and now for breezing the
Oh, you got to get some vinegar and vinegar and a little bit of water or lemon juice and just spray it everywhere. Vinegar is great when you need to neutralize odors, especially if you got pets.
Yeah. Gilgamesh says he saw a video the other day. I've heard that where guy was insulting kidults that collect toys in their 40s. So I took offense to that. Who does he care?
But that's what I'm saying about people.
People
They
gotta
love
stick their nose in it.
Yeah, they want to spend your money. They want to spend your time. They want to come to your house and tell you how to decorate, tell you how to do everything. And it's like, what do you care about me? You don't even know me. You know, what do you care? Nobody in your life trying to run it, you know? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Nerd says he went to high school with Special Delivery Jones's daughter. He was nice, but passed away from a stroke at 62.
Who's Special Delivery?
Wrestler.
Oh, okay. I don't know him.
And Robert, I can't help you with that, Robert. I had heard that too. Yeah,
what?
Hacksaw. Somebody was chasing someone around, and there was a person running around knocking on doors, banging, please help me, whatever. And the guy, and he went to his house, ended up at Hacksaw's house, and that guy ran in there trying to get this girl or whoever, and Hacksaw hemmed him up. Hey, you break into my house. So
Joan Jett falls into that. They are also singing along to their live. Shoot, I don't know. And people always was talking about Milli Vanilli. I love Milli Vanilli. Yeah, they didn't sing nothing, but they were good.
That's what people are saying. Nerd's World, and then Reston. And the thing is, and I had spoken about, and there's Spike 005 has joined us.
Hey,
Thanks for popping in this evening. We appreciate it. But the Meatloaf in Australia 10 years ago, he should retire. His voice is a poor semblance of its former self.
Yeah, he died recently.
Yeah, he died recently. But as back to Milli Vanilli, the thing is that was something that had already been done. That was just as far as anyone had taken it, because the producer for Milli Vanilli, I talked about this just recently.
Oh yeah, because we got a video coming up about our top 10 for 2023.
Yeah,
and we talked about that.
I'm going to mention it in there because the producer for Milli Vanilli did the same thing with Boney M. If you remember Boney M, because when he was in concert, he would sing, but he did not sing in the studio, so it's not his voice on the albums. And the guy who did sing for Boney M is this like really old white guy. It looks ridiculous. And the producer also did some of the singing.
Yeah.
So because he had a really deep, rich voice that he would sing with, but
Boney M sang in concert. But
Boney M was crazy disco stuff.
Yeah,
and
he's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch because he's nuts. He's more of a dancer than a singer, honestly.
Yeah.
But so he just took it a step further with Milli Vanilli. He was like, "Oh, just get a couple of pretty boys. They don't need to sing at all.
All they got to do is dance."
Yeah, and they screwed it up.
Well, the record skipped. And now
why would you have it on a record at the concert? That's when you use a reel to reel.
They were on an award show.
Okay.
And the record skipped. But now Lady Gaga got caught with a skippy record that some girl on Saturday Night Live, Beyonce.
She faked it with the flute. She was pretending to play the flute.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh shit, you got me," and threw it on the ground.
But the girl on Saturday Night Live, Beyonce, got caught. A lot of people get caught nowadays. Oh well, that's just how it goes. And then they keep on. Milli Vanilli was screwed up, and the guy committed suicide. And they sound better than any group out there today.
I think that might be right.
Yeah, CNC Music. I think it was the girl. That wasn't her voice. It was somebody else. I think everybody else sang, but not the girl.
Yeah.
Some of these celebrities need to learn when to. Yes, I agree.
And that's, Chuck Norris comes to mind.
Wow.
Because people were asked, I think, 7 times world karate champion, and they were asking him, "Hey, you were still in top form. Why did you retire?" And he says, "Because I'm getting older, and luck of the draw. Maybe I won't be number one next time."
Yeah.
And people always remember the last thing you did. So I'd rather go out a champion than go in there one more time in failure, and then he's the guy that lost. Because people will do you like that.
The singer was heavy, but she's on the back of the album I have, and they had to pay a lot of money. Yeah, so they got a smaller girl, but it was a girl. Everybody else was singing.
And then Edwin says he didn't realize Rankin Bass stop motion puppet was done in Japan. Was it?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And
Oh,
stuff
really?
Like that. Yeah.
No.
I didn't know where they filmed it.
Mm.
Though, if you can find any of the original puppets from that, they're worth a fortune.
Oh, really?
And Hank wants to know if we like any of the Jurassic Park toy line.
David does.
I used to have the complete original Kenner line. And it was part of the collection that was stolen. If I could get it again, I would. Not any of the modern stuff, but the first wave. I would want, and I would put it up if I could find it carded and boxed.
Big argument. Having family over for Christmas, buying Hogwarts Legacy. What's the argument? Having the family over for Christmas? I don't want them over for Christmas. What's Hogwarts? It's one of them.
Hogwarts is from Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Hogwarts is the name of the school. And he says he just wants to play dominoes. Oh, that'll get you into a big argument.
I know.
It depends on how loud you get when you
play. You got to stand up and slam it on the table and then talk as loud as possible?
I do believe that is a 7, my good man. Just take it nice and slow. You don't have to fight.
No, you got to stand up and slam it on the table like that. No, do something with that. Blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Robert says Beyonce still Beyonce. She gets a pass because you know it's still her singing. I don't know.
I don't know that's her voice.
I don't know that.
I don't know nothing. I wasn't in the studio when she was singing them songs. It's like boxers who keep retiring over and over and over again.
That's what eventually happened to Ken Shamrock because he kept coming back, and he got taken apart.
Go out on a high note. Yeah. I remember that when he would say something and everybody cheered, and he would leave. Okay, gotta go.
He'd make a joke, and then he'd walk out.
Yeah,
because he came to that conclusion. And he's like, Jerry, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, but now all of these celebrities, you haven't heard from them 10, 20 years. Suddenly they got to get on Twitter and say something. It's like, where you come from?
Nobody cares about your political views. Shut up and go back to bed.
Nobody cares about your views, period. I hate when people think they got to speak for you. Yeah. It's like, we don't have the same struggles, okay?
No.
And maybe you were poor at one point, but you ain't now.
And you forgot.
And you don't act like you are. You don't live like you are. You don't dress like you are. You don't drive like you are. So we don't have.
I don't have
nothing in common.
I don't have $120,000 Gucci briefcase. Yeah, and I wouldn't buy one.
And if I had a baby, I can't shut down the whole hospital wing.
Yeah,
I don't get a kid.
I don't get a floor to myself, Beyonce.
I can't shut down Disney World so I can ride all the rides. Yeah, and I can't shut down a restaurant just so I can have dinner. So we don't have the same struggles. So don't talk on my behalf. That's what killed me
during the whole virus scare. That's why one of the phrases I hate now is "we're all in this together."
We ain't in nothing together.
No, we are not in nothing together.
I'm trying to build up my Dino Riders.
That's collection. A nice set, and that is expensive. That is expensive. What is that?
Most of these modern singers, artists have no actual. That is correct. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't hear beavers or music. Now, you know, the thing that get me, and I told David this the other day, because you'll watch a commercial and they'll have a person on there, and you know that that person is a celebrity because you can tell by the way the commercial, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So why don't you
They're
put their
supposed
name
to be famous
on the bottom?
Because when we were kids, if you remember 70s, 80s, 90s, you'd be like, "Hi, I'm so and so," and we're like, "Hi, I'm Joe Namath, and I'm doing this." And okay, just in case.
Yeah, because I don't know half of these people, but half of these especially the singers, they don't sound good. They don't sound good. I think
Robert said that backwards.
Do you collect? Oh, do you still collect lunchboxes? I got lunchboxes, but I haven't bought a new one in a long time. But yeah, these singers, they don't sound good. I wouldn't want to hear them. I would rather listen. You know, I don't like Aretha Franklin at all. I would rather listen to Aretha Franklin than listen to these modern singers. And I cannot stand Aretha Franklin.
James Brown was awesome on
James Brown
live
did
performances.
Oh, James Brown will kill you. I watch him on YouTube all the time because I just like watching him perform.
Yeah,
his performance.
He was nuts.
And he could sing because for a long time I was like, man, James Brown can't sing. He's just
and then he does that like cat in a rocking chair scream, and where'd that come from? What is that? But that's just a thing that he liked to do. It didn't mean he couldn't sing, but
but it's a couple of songs where he did actually sing, and I'm like, okay, he does have a voice because I always thought he's like a hype man. Because some of his songs, he just sounds like a hype man. But on others, he's actually singing, and he sounds pretty good.
The hype man for James Brown was a tough job. Because he was a prima donna. You'd be 40 minutes waiting for him to come out on stage, and hype man is like, yeah, any minute now, James Brown, hottest working man in show business. Here he comes.
We watched one
more set. Yeah, and it was 43 minutes before the band's playing different tunes, and he's okay, here he comes. Well, we're gonna hear one more tune.
That poor guy. And then the best performance from y'all got to watch this on YouTube. Find it. Please don't go the live version. Now, if you listen to the studio version, it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
The live version is like 20 minutes.
But it's no words. It's please don't go. Oh, please don't go. I love you so. That's it. But he gets off the stage. He falls out. The guy comes, put a
cape over him or a coat or something.
And then the other one walking him off. He swings it off and runs back and falls on the ground. And every time he gets up, his knees are just dirty. He is the best.
Yeah, he was fun.
Now you have these performers that get up there, they shake the behind all up in the camera. Nobody want to see that.
Some fireworks.
Yeah, they all on a award show swinging in the air and doing all this. It's like when you had like Mick Jagger, James Brown, other singers, they ran around the stage working hard. They didn't do all of that extra stuff. They didn't have all of the fireworks, and they didn't swing from the ceiling and come in on some kind of airplane and all that. They just did their thing. Everybody loved them, and they're memorable.
Yeah.
But now we got to watch all this ridiculousness. That's why I don't watch those award shows, and I don't watch those modern singers. I'd rather hear Aretha Franklin, and I can't stand her.
Yeah.
What? Oh, go ahead.
Jeez, that was so tacky. Shutting Disney down only for her kids. Who?
But
a few
somebody did that.
A few people have done that, including Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson did it, yeah, because he wanted to go ride some rides. I don't have money to do that. I can't even afford to go to Disney World.
Cam Union says, speaking of retiring boxes, Ric Flair is supposedly still. Yeah, he came back.
He did come back.
He looks walking dead. He has to be broke. He is.
He is because his wife took all his money.
He is broke.
He got a divorce. And his wife took all his money.
He's doing the autograph circuit, and he's doing the thing where you pay for a minute for him to do birthday greetings and crap. I forget what the name of the service is.
Wasn't he supposed to be at a show we were going to? No, you know who was supposed to be there? My man, Bob Beckman. Ooh, I didn't see him. If I had saw him, I probably would have had to give him a hug. But he was supposed to be at one. He was on the card to be at one of the shows we were gonna go to. But then I don't look because I don't want to see it. Any New Year resolution?
I don't think I've ever done that. New Year's resolution.
I do it every year. I had you do it a couple of times.
Did you?
You wrote it down.
I don't remember.
I got it saved
because I don't take it seriously.
That's why you don't get nothing.
Oh yeah, is that what it is?
That's why your resolution don't come through. You got to take it serious.
Oh, I see. I'd rather take the Benjamin Franklin approach.
What's that?
Benjamin Franklin, I always expect the worst, so that if the worst comes, I'm ready, and if nothing happens, then I'm doubly relieved.
Block Robert from our chat from now on.
Oh, really? Yeah. Why?
Because he liked Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin was good at being loud.
She was good at being, screechy.
She really, if we're being honest, one of the things that helped to blow her into popularity was the assault and battery charges, because her husband used to beat her pretty badly, and he made the mistake of doing it in a public place a couple of times, and so she made national news several times for that. And that's one of the reasons that she got into the public eye in such a great way in the first place.
I just don't feel, I really don't like her voice. I don't like because you know, and I've said this before and it's true. A lot of singers, honestly, if you're just honest, don't have a good voice. Their voice isn't great, but they're sing.
Passionate.
Yeah, you can hear the passion in their voice. They got some songs where it seems like they really put all of their feeling and emotion into that song.
Like Mick Jagger.
He's not a
good technical singer.
No.
But when he sings it, he means it.
Yeah.
And you can tell he means it.
Like
Angie.
Angie is a good one. What is that other one we like?
Gimme Shelter.
Gimme Shelter
is another good one.
Really good one. I mean, all of his songs, you can hear the feeling, you can hear the story. But her, she sounds like she tries to add emotion. And then it comes out strained and not heartfelt. You know what I mean? And like Steven Tyler is another example. I don't think he has an amazing voice, but when he sings, God, what's the name of the song?
Dream On.
Dream On. Oh yeah, he's just okay, David, we got a second connection. He's amazing. That is his best vocal.
It really
I think his best vocal is on Dream On.
Even his remake of Come
Together with the Beatles, he did a great job. But Aretha Franklin, her feeling seems added.
She's on 11 all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can sing at 11 all the time. Steve Perry sings at 11 all the time, but he had emotion in his voice. He was passionate. She just sings loud and then louder and louder, and that's all she does.
It's like Will Ferrell's acting ability. It's like Will Ferrell. What level setting Will Ferrell would you like for this new comedy? Do you want Will Ferrell on 6? Do you want Will Ferrell on 9? How high up is Will Ferrell going to be dialed? Because he's stagnant. He's got blinders on for acting. So does Dwayne Johnson. But
frankly, the last 15 years of music has sucked. I think it's about 15.
Longer than that.
15, 20 years
since the mid-90s. I think.
Yeah, but this still has some good stuff going on in the 2000s. You had some.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
Yeah, if we missed you, we apologize. We're just like, there's a lot of comments popping in, and we're trying to keep track.
Yeah, so don't put too much on us. I think you done went back too far, didn't you?
Did I?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, because now you all the way at season. Oh, now we lost it. Oh, well.
No, we're right here. I see where we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we're right there, I think. He says, "Is a music's there's an actual record store still in your neighborhood?"
I want to go. Wow. Where's the record store? I don't want to come to your house. I just want to go to the record store. They have some pre-owned action figures, comics, and DVDs. Most new records, but they do have records at half-price books and Book Nook. They do have records there.
And Toy Chic is
Hey, Toy Chic. How you doing?
Thanks for popping in this evening. And then there's a follow-up there. It says, Raw Talk says 4% of all celebrities have integrity, 96 are broken and won't do anything. And that 4%, 96% of that 4% is scared to say anything because they don't want to lose what little they got.
But the thing that gets me, and it happened recently with the Wolverine guy. Hugh
Jackman. Why'd you have to say anything?
Yeah, it's like nobody asked you nothing. Why do you have to say something and then get mad and instantly regret, or the fans hate me and all of that? All you have to do is keep your mouth shut. Nobody asked you nothing. You don't need to get on, because I believe this and I stand by it.
Oh,
if you're gonna be a celebrity, actor, sports, singer, you don't need to be on the internet. You don't need to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, none of that stuff, TikTok, because it seemed like every time something comes up, something new. Oh, I need to jump on this bandwagon. Okay, that bandwagon over. Let me get off. Jump on this bandwagon, and then they always get themselves in trouble. They get canceled. Dwayne Johnson recently got himself canceled because he wanted to tell lies about the Black Adam movie.
He lied about the Black Adam,
and all
he was pissed off.
Yeah, all he had to do is play his part and go home and sit down somewhere. He didn't need to say all that stuff he said. He didn't need to go talk about how much money the movie made, how much people watched it. Nobody cares.
No clue.
Yeah, because if you want to know that, you can go look for it. He don't need him. No.
Yeah.
They done said, oh, you ain't gonna be in no more of our movies. Now he got instant regret. All he had to do, make the movie, go home, sit down, and wait for the next call. Now he going the way of Will Smith.
Yeah.
And nobody, and now he got a new movie out. Nobody want to see it because what he did.
And whose fault is it?
His.
Toxic fans.
No toxic fan. He shouldn't have got up there and did that old fake slap. He should have never agreed.
You all toxic fans who won't watch my movie.
He should have never agreed to get up there and slap that guy in his face.
Because we're convinced it was fake.
I know, yeah. I'm gonna say I know it was fake, but I believe fully that was fake. Some hands got greased, some money changed hands, and they both agree. Okay, for this amount of money, I'll let Will Smith slap me. For this amount of money, I'll slap Chris Rock.
There's two points about that really quick. One, audience reactions, 50 angles. Slap one angle from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Two, when Chris Rock, when he approached Chris Rock and was walking up all like a monkey, because he's all like strutting, and Chris Rock puts his arms down and leans forward. Why would he do that? Think about it.
And what man gonna stand there and let another man hit them and not do nothing?
A man who
you ain't Jesus.
Hasn't made any money for a decade, and suddenly his concert tickets are back up to 80s prices. That's who.
Yeah. The Bible said turn the other cheek, but I don't think they believe in all that. So they would have did something. These are so-called singers. Auto-tuned. They got all kind of
hooligans.
To rent out an entire Disney just sounds selfish. I would serve them right if the ride stopped working and the toilets got back there.
Got people asking about Tina Turner. I don't care for Tina Turner.
I like Tina Turner.
I'm not a fan.
I like some of her songs. I would if her record was in Goodwill, I would buy it. Now, would I go seek it out? No. But if it was in Goodwill, I would buy it. I do like some of her songs. The stuff she made not with Ike when she was on her own. Some of her stuff was actually pretty good, I thought. Okay.
What was that? Donna
I
Summer.
like Donna Summers was good.
Donna Summers was good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people agreed with that. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Is that what's going on?
Comedy hour. Comedy, just some real
just
talk.
Just having some fun here.
Yeah, having some good times.
Yeah, and Will Ferrell is funny, but I mean, he can only act like Will Ferrell.
No, he was in that one movie where he was the tax collector.
That was still a comedy, and that was Will Ferrell on 2 instead of 6.
Was that a comedy?
It was a comedy. I'm sorry, it was not a drama.
Didn't feel like, I guess it didn't feel like a comedy.
Because it was subtle.
Yeah, because he was turned all the way down to like a 1. I didn't know it was a comedy, but I could tolerate that. But like, okay, Elf. I thought Elf was fine the first time.
Yeah, Elf.
I can't watch Elf.
I like Elf.
It's too much. Like the first time, it was hilarious. I tried to watch it again, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. This is too much. Now, Talladega Nights.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
90s R&B, 90s and 80 and 2000, the early 2000, from 2000 to maybe about 2005, 6-ish. I thought R&B was great. But Will Ferrell, he too much. I can't do all that. Go ahead.
What lie?
Wait, what lie? Who lied? Somebody? Whoopi Goldberg, because she ended up with some garbage.
Oh, no, that's not what I think I said something, but he can refresh my memory.
Yeah, refresh our memory.
And I'll elaborate.
Whose fault? No.
Just because you're a celebrity. Yeah. Well, they think they have more credibility than they do, and it's often because they're surrounded by people that tell them that everything they do is perfect. And if you hear that enough, you believe it.
Yeah, and you think that you really believe that you're an influencer on people's lives, and so you think, oh, well, everything I say, people gonna hang on my every word, and some people do. You know, people that don't think on their own, but when you got people that think for themselves and like to analyze and go check things out, they don't want to hear what you got to say.
And Reston says one of the best Old Testament gravel voices, Johnny Cash,
Yes.
like Hurt, and the man comes around. And again, not a great technical singer,
No.
but he was passionate.
Yes, we saw the video for Hurt. Somebody recommended it, and we saw it. Man.
And there's Jackalow.
Hey,
Jackalow.
He did a great job on Hurt. He did a good job on that. Yeah,
and he changed it so that there was no vulgar language in it.
Yeah, because we watched the original after.
Yeah,
and but he did a real good job on that song.
Spike, the trick with that is that the negative attention factor works from the Hollywood perspective. So if you're a singer or if you're, let's say, a musician of some sort, or an actor or something like that, then you can work that angle. I use the example of Britney Spears. If I say Britney Spears, what's the first thing you think of?
Kissing Madonna on stage,
which is still negative, or shaving her head, because that's negative attention, and they work that, but they do it so much now, people are getting annoyed with it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Sam Kinison was a good singer. He has a great bit that he did singing on the Tonight Show, but he also was the son of a televangelist.
Oh, that's the guy you keep telling me about, the televangelist guy?
He used to warn people about it because he said that his parents were frauds. Because he used to preach like 5-6 years old. Yeah, nostalgic. We're down for some disco too.
Yeah, we listen to disco. We buy disco records. We love disco music.
And Stone Sour wants to know what's the best
concert. I don't know. I like my Hillsong concerts. I don't listen to them anymore. But I used to listen.
They've gotten weird.
Yeah. But I used to go to Hillsong. I used to go to every time they came to Georgia. If it was in Atlanta, I went to every concert. I love their concerts. As far as R&B or secular music, I used to go to Kem. Kem. He was big in the early 2000s, or about early mid 2000 range. And every time he came to Atlanta, I used to go. I used to love going to his concerts. I think those were the two best. What about you?
Willie Nelson.
You went to a Willie Nelson concert?
I went to a Willie Nelson concert. And he just has really, really good audience interaction. And he had that thing with the headband, which I thought was fascinating. If you've never been to one, he changes his headband between every song. And he has like a ton of them hanging out of his back pocket. And he has this thing where he takes it and spins it around to fold it and does like this and puts a knot in it and puts it on his head, all with one hand. It's just like, and then when he's done with the set, he pulls it off and he throws it into the audience like a frisbee, which I thought was really fascinating. Although he was like an hour late.
Robert's only ever been to 2 concerts in his whole life: George Michael's and Phil Collins.
No, we're not going to Boxing Day.
What is Boxing Day?
That's where you punch people in the head.
No, it ain't. It's you give all kind of gifts the day after Christmas, after you done got some on Christmas.
I think it's when Canadians run around and they find all them hose heads.
What's a hose head?
Hoser, hose head.
No.
Eh?
Be quiet. Hose head. Anyway, hey Fabio.
You're trying to hose me.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Well, you're welcome, Fabio. We appreciate that.
Do you guys go to nostalgic dance halls? No. They had a.
I don't even know where there is one around here.
They used to do one in Atlanta at Turner Field. It used to be once a month. Well, they would move it around, but it was once a month, and they would play all 80s music. That's it. And it was like a nightclub. You had to be 21 and over to get in, and it was real nice. I used to go. Me and some girls that I used to work with, we used to go. We used to go all the time, and that was fun. That's the only time we used to go out was to that because it was 80s music. It was a strict older crowd, and the people was it was just nice. It wasn't like a lot of drama and all of that mess. But we haven't looked for that kind of stuff in a long time. If I see a product or service promoted by a celebrity, then I know to stay away.
Yeah, you don't think that Samuel L. Jackson actually has a Capital One card, do you?
You don't know, he
might. That is
might.
Like the shittiest credit card on the market with the highest interest rate.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible. And no, Willie didn't smoke any pot. I know he's gotten in trouble for that before.
Oh yeah.
But no, he doesn't. He doesn't do that. He didn't do it at the concert. But yeah, that's something he's gotten arrested for in the past. Is marijuana use.
Yeah, but we were going to talk about the Henry Cavill drama. Oh,
was we?
Takeoff. Oh, what is that? Oh, some alcohol? It's beer?
Yeah, Strange Brew is the name of a movie based off of a recurring character or two characters. This is the Mackenzie brothers, right? From SCTV. Second City Television, which was John Candy doing a Saturday Night Live type sketch show.
Oh. And
the Mackenzie brothers were the great Northwest,
and
they do the thing. Where they were just basically dopey Canadians and do stereotypically Canadian things, like drink a lot of beer and talk about maple syrup. And they had a movie. And yeah, Strange Brew is actually not a bad film, especially the very beginning of it, because the very beginning of it looks like the prequel to YouTube. If you watch the beginning of it, it looks like they're trying to do a YouTube type film.
Oh,
it's pretty funny.
Okay.
Hey.
Wow, I haven't heard that long. Okay, Strange Brew, kind of like Leonard Part 7.
Yeah, Leonard Part 7 was a Bill Cosby movie. It was pretty bad.
Oh, really? Bill Cosby, I did a lot of bad blaxploitation.
Yeah, that's right. Doug and Bob McKenzie. That's right.
Anyway, Dr. Buzzard, original Savannah band, is a great go for any occasion. I don't know who they are. Uh-oh, I missed one.
Uh-oh. Okay. He's talking to Gilgamesh anyway.
The George Foreman grill I bought years ago. I had a George Foreman grill, brand new in the box, never ever used it. And it's still at my mama's house. I got it in the 90s. It's still brand new in the box at my mom's house. Never used it. Let's see. They did that Christmas song. But anyway, about Henry Cavill. I feel so bad for him, how they did him. With The Witcher, he left that and then said that he was going to come back and do Superman.
And then they got fired.
Then he got fired from that. Now he's supposed to be doing Warhammer.
And then behind the scenes, now they're saying that that what's his name, Dwayne Johnson, was pushing for his termination.
I thought,
so
hey, Jason.
He was bragging about that. Hey, Jason Risley is here. And you know what's a good band?
Who?
The River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Anyway,
who knows who
nobody knows who that is.
Who knows who the River Bottom Nightmare Band is?
Nobody.
They won $50 at a concert.
Just ignore him,
okay.
YouTube family. Just ignore him because he's on a whole different level there.
Somebody knows what that is.
Okay. Anyway, Yeah, that was just messed up. How they did him, and everybody is all happy that he coming back trying to be Superman, and now they're saying they're gonna reboot. So it's like, okay, you're gonna reboot Superman, and it sounds like they want to make him in the Superboy.
They want to go. Yeah, the person
Make
that
him
picked
young.
him is very young. They're trying to go way back to Clark Kent days, and it's just like I don't even want to see it.
That's like watching Smallville.
I never could get into it. A lot of people like Smallville. I could never get into it.
I tried finding the video. I said I was gonna, get the DVD so I can watch it. But we saw it in Goodwill, but it was a lot. I've always just listened to punk and ska. Never had any issue with music. Also check out the Dead South, great name, dark tone to country music.
Mm-hmm.
I always hated that.
I remember Jimmy Glitch.
Who's Jimmy Glitch? Not funny as other
It
characters.
was an SCTV character. So was who's the other one? I know who you're talking about with the spiky hair. What was his name?
SCTV comes on like Roku or something. One of those apps we got, it's on there. I've seen it, but seen the thumbnail, but I never looked to see what
because when he left SCTV, when it shut down, and he went over to Saturday Night Live, he took his characters with him.
Oh, okay.
And performed them there.
Yeah, that whole thing is crazy. I hope they get that worked out, but I feel bad for him because then they're doing some kind of prequel with the Witcher. They're doing a lot of weird things with the Witcher now.
Oh, kudos point to Toy Chic. Emmett Otter's Christmas. That's right. The River Bottom Nightmare Band was the rock band from Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. The special from
He
Jim
looked
Henson.
that up on Google.
Maybe he did.
I'm just messing with you, Toy Chic. You're just having a good time. Don't take offense. Sound like Marvel is a mess behind the scenes.
Yeah, it is. And I remember, back when I used to go to the Great Eastern.
Best song in the whole. That was, hold on, just one thing. When they had that line in there, which is so relevant for today, I hate learning. No, I don't like learning, but I hate everything I don't understand. Yeah.
If you listen to the words of the song, it does make sense.
Yeah, but that phrase right there, I thought was real relevant to the day. And that might not be the exact words, but it's something like that. Something about I can't stand learning, but I hate everything I don't understand. I know that part is in there.
Everywhere I stand, the grass is dead.
Because isn't that so true with people today? They don't want to learn nothing. They don't want to learn nothing new, but everything they don't understand, they hate it. They fight against it. They hate everybody that does something or believes something that they don't understand. Instead of trying to figure out, okay, I don't know what that is. Do you want to explain it? Go look it up on YouTube, on Google or something. Find somebody that does it, know something about it, ask some questions about it. Nope, I just hate that. I don't know what that is. I hate it. I'm going to go protest. I'm going to go burn down some building, throw some rocks at some people's houses and cars. And, it's like, there ain't nowhere to be. And then talking about we all diverse and everything.
Yeah. Well, Extreme Zone was saying it sounds like Marvel is a mess behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to remark, when I used to do Great Eastern Conventions in the 90s, and I was talking to an artist, and I can't remember his name. I think he was the artist who did the Fool Killer 12-issue miniseries in like 92, 93. He said that he was talking about a couple of projects he had turned down, actually. And it came up, what's the difference working for Marvel and DC? And he said Marvel is evil and DC is stupid. And I'm working for DC. So, because the Fool Killer was a Marvel project, but I'm going back working with DC because I'd rather be stupid than evil. And if anything you ever want to know about Marvel or DC, just remember that Marvel is evil and DC is stupid. And that was his take on it. Ed Grimley, thank you, Nostalgic. I couldn't think of the name of the character that, I must say, yes, the devil you say. Ed Grimley. He had a talking doll.
Yeah, he did.
Full string talking doll at Grimley, and a Saturday.
He had a Saturday morning cartoon
show and like a holiday special.
I remember the cartoon. I remember that. Anybody who steals my collection will have their hands to Joe's Former Grill.
Yeah, well, I can't catch my ex up like
that. I want to see an Alex Ross version of Superman. Older, looks like John Wayne.
The older Superman is a popular one with a lot of people.
Yeah. Communion. Let's see. I hated that Grimly. Emmett Otter, the movie by Jim Henson.
Yeah, well, it was a Christmas special.
Yeah, it was a Christmas special.
Yeah, but it's a classic. It was well done.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I did Three Amigos, stupid movie with the singing bush. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a goofy movie, but it was fun. It was fun, and it got its point across.
Oh, you watched it 6 times this month. Love all the Jim Henson movies. I like the one. What was the one where they had the I can't think of what they are. I don't know what the characters are. But it was those slow moving things. They were going everywhere, and they had these things in a
Dark
cave.
Crystal.
Yeah, that.
Dark Crystal was really good, and so was the Storytime one that he did, where he it was 2 seasons, and the first season was a retelling of classic Grimm's fairy tales, and the second one was the second season was a retelling of classic Greek mythology. And the fairy tale season was better, but it was still a really good production.
Oh, disco group.
Okay. But yeah, that is true. The Nightmare Band won. The heroes did not win, and I think that adds an interesting flavor to the Emmett Audit special.
Yeah,
because you expect them to come out on top, and they just don't. Because in real life, often you don't.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about like TV shows that give you that false sense of, I guess, realization, because the good guy always wins, and that's just not. Hold on, I'm writing it down. Dr. Buzzard's original Savannah Band. Original. Yeah, and the good guy don't always win.
No.
A lot of time the bad guy wins. Savannah, band. Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
That Willow series is trash.
A lot of people aren't liking it.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't liking it. A lot of the shows that they're making now, like I said, that new Witcher, Blood Origin or whatever, they're doing a prequel to that, with the deaf person. And it's like, and I was talking to David about it. When did sign language come out? Because The Witcher is like hundreds of years.
If you were to try to time it, The Witcher, you would have to place it like prehistory. So it'd have to be like more than 10,000 years ago. And sign language was, I mean, you could make arguments for when sign, like there was a Franciscan monk in Spain in like the 1600s who developed a sort of alphabet for some of the people that lived in the monastery, things like that. But official language, not till France in the late 1800s. So I don't know, did it go back in time?
But the thing
taking a lot of liberties to try to pretend to be diverse.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, several things. One, sign language wasn't even around then. Okay, even though you have sign language now, honestly, how many people know sign language? If a person walk up to you that's deaf and knows sign language and just start signing, are you going to know what they're talking about? No.
I wonder if Amazon has anything to do with the thing, because Amazon loves showcasing deaf people. You notice that in their commercials.
On their commercials, it's a lot of deaf people. Yeah. I mean, nobody got nothing against them, but I mean, just be honest and be real about it. During that time period, if you were deaf, you didn't know sign language, and the majority of the people around you won't know what you're talking about. Even today, it is not happening. It's not realistic, but you know, that's what it's about. Oh yeah, I'm surprised they built a new movie theater. I mean, the way things sound, people don't even go to movies no more.
Studio.
Oh, movie studio. Oh, production studio. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said movie theater. I'm sorry.
No, I have not read The Goon.
Oh, Goon.
I know what it is, but I have not read it.
Since we've been talking about music, I think the Rolling Stones are way better. I agree.
Longer. They've lasted longer than the Beatles. The Beatles are still iconic, though. But
I don't like the Beatles.
I like the Beatles. I think they were better when they went through the transformation from a boy band to a rock band. They were a lot better.
Yeah.
And some of Paul McCartney's best stuff is actually when he broke away from the Beatles and started Wings. But yeah, I like them better. Like Abbey.
Oh, Extreme Zone has to go. Probably 30 minutes ago, but
all right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Okay.
But I like Abbey Road, fantastic album. But some of the old, like She Loves Me, yeah. I can do without the boy band stuff. If they hadn't made that transition, they probably wouldn't have made it.
Have you seen the Muppet Family Christmas? No. That's one I want to see. I haven't seen it. Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock just seen for the first time.
The vintage stuff is great. Modern Muppets and modern Sesame Street is garbage. I'm sorry. I know some people are going to get upset, but yeah, no, I did not watch the Cats. I never saw the play.
I know they made a movie.
Yeah, they made a movie. I heard it's pretty bad.
Overnight Chant. Hey, Mr.
That's us, Mr. Question Mark. It's an upside down question mark.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mr. Somebody, Kool-Aid Man.
Okay.
And what's this?
My cousin used to date Joe Flattery. He was funny on stage, but very boring. He played Count Floyd.
So a lot of the celebrities are like that.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, indeed. You corner them and they're morons. That's why I used to watch The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. When Johnny Carson left, I don't think it was very good. I don't think any late night TV show was very good after Johnny Carson and what they used to refer to as the late night wars ended. And I couldn't really watch those shows anymore. But you could tell when somebody came on and had a personality and when he had to pull something out of them to get them. And a lot of those actors and musicians, they're not very smart and they can't carry a conversation. He had to carry them. But then you'd have other people would surprise you. I did watch a little bit with Jay Leno, but I didn't care for Jay Leno as much as Johnny. Like for when Fabio comes on, and people will make fun of Fabio and all this other stuff. He gives a great interview. He's fun to talk to. But they have other people that come on that you think would be interesting to talk to, and they're brainless. If they don't have a script in front of them, they don't know what to do.
But that's most celebrities now. You watch these interviews and they say some of the dumbest things. And like that.
What's her name has gotten into a lot of trouble recently.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Like what the world you talking about, lady? And then try to backpedal talking about she's uneducated. She dropped out of school in what, 8th grade, 3rd grade,
in junior high school. So when she was like 12, apparently.
She dropped out of school.
No, I know a lot of actors, if they're acting, will get a tutor, but that still means that you were getting an education. But if you don't know what you're talking about, shut up.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to be a celebrity and you want to be successful, I think you just need to not be on any social media platform. Keep your mouth closed. Sit down at home and wait for the next phone call. Don't say nothing. And I know you got to go on these talk shows to promote your movie or your song.
Stay focused.
Stick to if they ask you something, be like, they ain't got nothing to do with this movie about to come out.
Talking about how
she
was the first time a woman was ever
a lead in an action movie.
You know what was really funny?
Your movie came out in 2000. It wasn't like you was in the 60s.
Yeah, 2000s, and you can find lead action and at least supporting cast action stars going back that far. What I thought was funny was the actor who used to play Tasha Yar on Star Trek: The Next Generation put out a tweet thanking her for going back in time and making it possible for her to to have a leading role on Star Trek: The Next Generation, because she was the security chief on the show. It's like, yeah, and everybody always mentions Ellen Ripley, because
from
Sigourney Weaver,
Aliens.
but that wasn't in your face, and that's what people don't like about the female action stars today. Is they're like, oh look, I'm the big tough female, instead of just being the part. Like Ripley, she didn't know what the hell she was doing, but she wasn't going to quit, and that's what made it work. She, even in the second one, where she tells the Marine, she was like, I think I need to learn how to use this. And he was like, all right, we're going to walk you through it. And showed her how to use the M40 rifle or whatever it was.
Yeah, but nowadays they always just know exactly what they're doing. And they're always arrogant and nasty.
Very arrogant.
And they got a bad attitude. And honestly, because people always say, have you watched Stranger Things? And I always say no. And the reason why is because when we had Netflix, I saw it. And I read the little synopsis, and it said, mother loses child. And I said, we ain't not going to watch that. And that's just the God's honest truth. And we never watched it. And the reason why is because I've seen those shows where the mama lost a child and, oh, I got to do everything to get my baby back. I'm going in this burning building. You going to go? I'm going. And this is like, look, lady, you ain't doing all. We watched a movie the other day. It was a remake. You remember the burning down building where the lady was the architect and the building was burning down?
Oh, Inferno or Tower of Inferno?
Yeah, but it was the modern one.
Yeah.
And she's the architect, and they're in the building. Her and her husband is getting a divorce. They're on like the 50th floor.
She's scaling walls and swinging on elevator cables.
She's sliding down the elevator cable, bare hands. And then she gets to where her son is, because they're on like the 60th floor.
Oh my God!
And her son is her son and daughter is on the elevator, trapped on like the 20th floor. So they open the thing up. She's sliding down the elevator cable, bare hands, get to the elevator. But then the fire department releases the elevator. The son comes out of the elevator. The daughter's still in there. It goes down. She got to hold a son and do all of this. They get outside. The building is about to blow up. The fire department doesn't want to go, but I'm going to get my kids.
Ordering the fire department around, and they're doing what she says.
And you know that ain't nobody trying to watch all this mess.
Oh, Toy Chic says, thank you for the ALF special. First time I saw that. Heavy topics
and those were real people. We said it earlier. The girl, the Tiffany, and that black guy, the Santa Claus, really died. Now, the Tiffany, I think she really did have cancer, because it says she died in like 87.
Yeah, she was terminal.
Yeah, and then the guy, I don't know why he died, but yeah, it was a sad show. Let me see, what does this say? David, have you noticed that Hasbro's starting lineups have not gotten much? We were talking about that, I think, on the roundup. What happened to the?
They're too expensive.
But you don't even see it anymore.
They're too expensive. They're not really starting lineup figures. They are Legends figures, and they're just using the starting lineup name for nostalgic purposes, because they own all of Kenner's licenses now.
What is your guys' grail toy or comic or collectibles you are most looking for? We got a video coming out on that. Our
Actually, it'll be up this week.
Yeah, so look for that. We don't give you a little bit of spoiler. But we do have a video coming out. We already filmed it. It's gonna come out talking about our top 10. And because it's more than 10, because we talked about toys, comics, and
vinyl records that we're looking for.
And like I'm looking for James Brown, like as many James Brown, the live stuff, because I talked about it, we talk about it there. Like when you listen to James Brown, you kind of got to hear his live stuff, and you almost got to kind of watch him, because his performance really makes the song. And to hear the studio version don't really cut it. You got to hear the live version. And then we talked, of course, about comic books that we're going to be looking for coming up in 2023. and a couple of toys, because we got to fill out some of our toy lines, and I want to start a couple. Like I said, the Captain Planet is something I want to start, because I don't have any Captain Planet.
And I want my Earthworm Jim collection back.
Yeah, he trying
stuff
to
like
get
that.
that going. So we got a lot of stuff. So
a lot of irons in the fire, because we got a lot going on. I don't know if you've seen any of our tour videos, Jacob, because it goes way back. Because we're the room we're sitting in now. You know, it's we got a lot of space and a lot of different toy lines and comic lines and things like that we do.
Yeah. So, but we do have a video, and he talks about his 10, and it's more than 10, and I talk about mine. So look out for that. It's coming up, like he said, this week.
Yeah, Robert says, that's right. Ripley, or Ray rather, that just kind of ruined it.
Took the Falcon, took the lightsaber.
What Disney was trying to do was, aside from the whole agenda, kill all of the legacy characters, because they would have killed Leia too if she didn't die in real life. Carrie Fisher didn't die. They want to kill all the legacy characters off so that fans will stop looking to them.
Oh,
but that was part of it, and he goes on to say, of course, here that cool females, Ripley, Sarah Connor, Cena.
Yeah. And then they did that with the that guy
and Kiddo from Kill Bill. No one ever complained about her.
Yeah, but they made that guy into a girl. She died. What's his name? Indiana Jones.
Yeah, the rumor has it that it's a time travel thing, and that he's going to run into himself and accidentally erase himself from history, and then she'll have to redo everything that he did.
Yeah, so they're going to make it into a female character, and I guess they'll just continue on the series from there.
Yeah, and that just sounds like a hot mess.
A good performance by Boney M.
Yeah, we're back to Boney M again, huh?
We talked about that an hour ago.
Yeah, the Rasputin on stage is nuts.
Yeah. What's that, Daddy-O? What's the name of that song?
Daddy-O. I think it is Daddy-O.
Yeah, that is a good song. Y'all gotta watch it. Look it up on YouTube. It's a great performance.
Yeah.
It's a really good performance.
It's bonkers.
Family gets tours. Our family don't come to our house.
Hell no.
They don't come over to visit. So nobody
my
gets
son was here.
Yeah, your son was here. When my mom was here, she did come and look around, but you got to watch her, because she'll pick something up. But yeah, they come and look around. The Mandalorian took a lot of mystique away from Boba Fett. He's boring now.
Fat Boba. Fat chunky Boba. Boba chunky style with gravy.
Not going to pass judgment on anything that hasn't come out yet. I'm hoping Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's the rumor.
I thought that was out.
No, that's the rumor based on the storyline.
But we saw the review on it.
It wasn't a review.
What was it? Oh, just a talk about
speculation.
Oh, I thought it was a review on the movie
based on what's been revealed about it thus far.
Okay.
Although,
I thought it was
again, Disney likes killing off legacy characters, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Guess we'll see then. I thought that was a review. The
way
they were talking about it.
Yeah.
That's the death of Indiana.
Because they poisoned pretty much everything they touched so far, even their own original properties. They've ruined by making them into live action films.
That Little Mermaid, people are talking about that. I didn't heard anything about the Pinocchio. They did the live action Pinocchio.
That tanked really bad.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid, the deal with that was that because people like canon, and it's a Scandinavian story, so she wouldn't have been black. It's as simple as that. And they have other properties they could have used. They've got plenty of stories. They just don't want to do it. They want to rewrite everything they already got.
I don't know. But I said it before. It seemed like these creators are creatively bankrupt. They have no new, fresh ideas at all. And it's like, man, can't y'all come up with something? Have the audience, fans, write in some ideas like, hey, we need some fresh ideas or something like that. But they just redo old movies, redo it again. Or Disney, all of their cartoons, they just make it in live action.
They were already in trouble in the 90s, and they went through a phase in the 90s where they made sequels to films. Wait on that one.
Oh.
They went through sequels that didn't need to exist. So they made like Cinderella 2, Cinderella 3, Lion King 2, 3, and 4, and then 1.5.
Yeah.
And they, was
that Mulan had 3.
Yeah, they kept making sequels to old properties that just did not need Lady and the Tramp 2 and 3, that stuff that they were digging up from decades past, and we'll make a sequel to it. Now they want to make live actions of everything. Yeah, because they were creatively bankrupt in the 90s already, and it just gets worse. K Munin says, Roba had one too many Impossible Whoppers.
I guess in the show.
Ate too many.
Oh. Hey, David Campbell's new chunky soup.
Chunky Boba said, hey, they'll make it.
Huh? The reason for killing is to bring in new merchandise and to stop paying the actors royalties for them. Yes, I can believe that. Disney keep going woke.
Well, they are hemorrhaging money. All the studios are, but they just haven't learned the lesson yet.
But and it's like, when are they going to get it? I mean, Amazon did a bomb with the Lord of the Rings. Disney continuously making bombs. And then DC look like they're going to be going down that same path. Marvel, Disney is the same thing. Just keep making these bombs that people don't want to see. People are not buying. They're stopping with the comics. They're not really buying the comics anymore. They're not watching the shows. They're not watching the movies.
And there was an argument that was made by somebody I was having a conversation with, where he said that, we have to step aside because this is the new way that things are going, and they're trying to go in the direction that the public is going in. Here's the problem with that. If the money could justify it, then yes. Like, the same thing was said about rock and roll music. The same thing was said about rap music. But people liked it, and they bought it, and the money was there. No one is buying this stuff. No one's buying these new comics. The audiences they think they're pandering to are not supporting them.
No, they're not watching their stuff. They're not supporting
them any more than we are. Like that movie Bros, with the gay romance.
Nobody went to see that.
Even their own target audience did not support the film.
Or the gay Superman comic.
Yeah.
Nobody bought that book.
Their target audience didn't support it.
And then they want to blame heterosexual fans. They're not being
and that's a quote.
What's the word? They're not diverse. They're not being open-minded or something. They're not coming to see our films.
Why would I want to see it? I'm heterosexual. Guess what? I don't want to see dudes kissing.
No.
It's not for me. You know what I mean? But they until they get to a point where they've hemorrhaged enough money, they're not going to back off.
Yeah. Well.
No, we don't talk to our coworkers.
No, nobody talk to them. If it ain't about work and about this client or that client, you ain't got nothing to say.
At work, because then you end up either taking your home life to work or your work at home to home.
Yeah,
that's a bad combination.
Yeah, we're not friends with none of them.
No,
I mean, it's just true, because you do that, and then when something go wrong, okay, work is already hard enough. We don't need to have personal mixed feelings in there. Yeah. If I'm mad at you, I'm mad at you because of something at work. Not because, we were supposed to go out Saturday and you didn't come, or you didn't have no money, and we ain't got that problem. So, talk about work only.
If you're Boba Fett, wouldn't you want payback? Well, not if Disney planned on killing them, and they're dead in the franchise now.
Yeah.
I agree, but you already know that nostalgic. We have like a massive collection of like vintage DVDs, and we watch old shows. We have a format, and we watch old shows and old movies.
Yeah.
Because the new stuff, most of it just does not appeal to us.
No. Okay, let's see what Gilgamesh is talking about. There's plenty of Star Wars and Star Trek books that people could. I mean, that people like that could be turned into good movies instead of and that's what I say.
There's 100 stories.
Yeah, and that's what I keep saying about these. They want to keep making these superhero movies. Okay, read the comics because you got some that are like within the comics. They're just like one story and then they're done. Some of them carry on to like 2, 3, 4 books. It's like a continuous story for a couple of books. You can make a movie out of that. You want to, or even the ones that's a one story book, you can drag that out for an hour and a half. You know, if the story's good enough, you can do something with that. But no, we're not gonna do that because we got to make it all woke.
Yeah, I remember Dark Empire.
I don't know Dark Empire. Was that a Star Wars movie?
It was a comic series for Dark Horse Comics based on Star Wars, and it picked up after the last film.
Okay. Oh no. Yeah. I will see Miles Morales across the yeah, it's gonna be Sony. Because Sony owns Spider-Man, and that's gonna be an animated film.
And as long as Sony continues to put out product, they can hold the license. And that's why they're gonna continue to put product out. They're not gonna stop. And it also encompasses Spider-Man antigens, which is why they can do Venom and stuff like that. A lot of it's not good, but they're not going to stop making product to, like I said, because then the license will revert back.
Yeah. The Rock, they already said that they canceled his Black Adam 2.
Yeah.
I saw some information of videos about that a couple of days ago. DC, because of all of the mess he had going on, saying all of them things, they canceled Black Adam 2. And Cavill, they already canceled all of his Superman hopes. So he's not coming back. Yeah. The Rock is not coming back. So they're gonna just start all over again. So yes.
What are you gonna do?
To be fair, Bros was hilarious.
Oh, you saw it? Yeah. I'm not interested in seeing it.
No.
That's all right. If you liked it, you liked it.
They are streaming within streaming. Just stay home. Yeah, save your money.
That's gotten to be a big thing, too. It's like, why go to the theater? They're talking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Why even bother? Because it's going to be on either DVD or it's going to be streaming in a couple of days. So,
you know what struck me about just thinking about what he said about the Whoppers with with the Boba Fett movie or the Boba Fett show. The actor, he could have worked out. I'm thinking about the actress who played Sarah Connor, because if you remember in Terminator 2, she was pretty well built. Because when they called her and asked her to come back, and she actually read the script and didn't just take the job like a lot of these actors do now and then do a crappy film and be like, I don't understand. She said, this Sarah Connor is tough. I need to look the part. And so she worked out for months before they started the acting, and that's why she's all cut. That makes sense, and that's dedication. You think when they called this guy up and say, hey, we want you to be Boba Fett again, he's like, I guess I'll take the part. Yum. Pounded donuts into his face.
So is the guy really fat, or he just looked like that?
He's thick. He's gotten thick. He didn't used to look like that. He didn't look like that in the second trilogy. I'll tell you what.
Because I know we saw like the hot toy, and it did look kind of round. But I thought maybe it just looked like that because that's how it came out.
They did their best to cover it up. That's 3 layers of girdles. Or as Dan Aykroyd said when he played the male prostitute on the old Saturday Night Live, I have a very intricate network of trusses holding me in, and you have to be careful unhooking them.
I heard about.
No one else remembers that.
No. I heard about the movie Smile, but I never looked at it. But these modern horror films, I don't be wanting to see them because they just look like it's just too much.
We might do one in January. Collection room. Do an update?
No.
You don't want to? When do you think we should do it?
Next year.
Well, next year is January.
No,
next
I'm talking
year's
about
in a few weeks.
2024.
Oh, well, that's.
I mean, we ain't changed nothing.
Yeah, we changed a bunch of things. We moved a bunch of things around. I had to squeeze Thunderstick in there. And
yeah, we'll do a tour on your side.
We did move a few things around. People are asking about that already.
One person asked. That was Robert.
No, other people have asked.
Oh, with the economy, with the way the economy is going, we're about to be the live version of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Anybody see it? No,
we didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I don't know. I've been hearing mixed reviews about it. Some people
it was kind of tedious.
Yeah, but the visual effects was really good. But yeah, it was like kind of long-winded and had some points in there that wasn't really understood. With all the agenda pushing, I am terrified with Disney and Netflix acquiring more anime properties. I never want to see Goku go.
I don't know where they're getting all the money.
I don't know. Have checked out Crackle a lot on old TV shows and movies on it. Yeah, I'd
still rather own it.
Yeah, I like to own it, but I do like watching it on if it's streaming, I like to watch it on the streaming because it's just easier to find and easier to get to. But I like to see it. I mean, I like to have it on DVD, but I'll sit on the on screen stuff. But yeah, we have Crackle, Pluto, and Tubi, and we got Peacock because it came free with the internet service.
Yeah,
and Amazon, all of those stuff. Anything that's free, we got it.
He wants to see it with the original commercials. The original commercials would be nice. The old shows with the original commercials instead of that dumb stuff
they always got.
Problem is, and you see that even with the ones that I do, like with the Alf. The Alf was really good resolution. The commercials, not so much, because none of them have ever been restored.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair enough, Jeff. You know, because it's like, and that's really the point. It doesn't appeal to me because that's not something I would do.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it. There's nothing else I can say. It's not something I would want to watch. I wouldn't want to see us, honestly. I wouldn't even want to watch in a public setting a straight couple making out.
Yeah, going all
on a park bench, like tearing up. I wouldn't want to see that. You know, because I'm, you know, in my mind, I'm a lot more conservative in that respect, I guess.
Last good movie I saw was Bullet Train. It's actually worth watching.
I didn't see that.
Bullet Train. What year did that come out?
That's a new one.
Oh, okay.
Linda Hamilton, thank you.
Yeah, that's her name. She played in with that guy Ron Perlman, Beauty and the Beast. I used to watch that growing up. Beauty and the Beast. When Quentin Tarantino said the actors are not the star, Thor is the star. Iron Man, it's true. I went to see Superman movie, not Christopher Reeve's movie. I don't think he was well known.
Well, some actors take offense to that, like the guy who plays Falcon. He thinks that's a huge problem, and he hates the fact, because we saw him in an interview. He hates the fact that people identify him as Falcon instead of who he is.
Now, I'll watch a movie because a certain person is in it. Like, it's that one guy. I can never remember his name. Shanahan, I think is his name. I'll watch a movie if he's in it. The guy that plays the one that shoots the arrows on Avengers. I like him. I'll watch a movie if he's in it. Like certain actors, if they're in a movie, I'll watch it. You know, so I like certain actors.
Yeah, and that's fine. But you know, we used to have legacy actors back in the day. Like if Clint Eastwood came out with a film, it's like, oh, Clint Eastwood's in another movie.
I'll watch a movie.
Or Schwarzenegger. It meant something. It meant something. Nowadays, it doesn't so much.
Yeah.
But we're getting away from that.
Yeah.
Robert says even Godzilla got fat. Japanese Toei studios don't like the American version of Godzilla. They don't like the way he looks.
I haven't done a collection update since I had 5 or 6 slabs. I have a 300 now. I
Okay.
really should do it. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean.
Raccoon Eyes is here.
Hey,
Oh,
Raccoon
you're
Eyes.
late to the party.
Been watching on phone, but
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
figure out the chat.
It is a little confusing. No, we did not get a package from you.
It's
Not
a package that came to the
post office yesterday, right?
I think so. So we'll go
that might
tomorrow.
Be it. That might be it. We'll find out.
Yeah. I think it should be available for us to pick up tomorrow. So we'll see it, and then we'll let you know. Hey, David, what streaming service can I watch? Are you being served?
YouTube.
YouTube right. Has it.
Oh, YouTube has it? They don't have every episode though.
They don't have every episode, but
we have it on disc. Yeah, we have it on disc, and there's some episodes that they don't show.
No, but now on YouTube is like the best ones are on YouTube. Really, if you get BritBox, you have to pay, but like the better episodes are on YouTube. So it's only like a handful that's not on YouTube, but then they're not that great. So it's like, you ain't really missing nothing. Because we do have it on disc, and we watch all on YouTube, and then we watch all on the disc, and the ones that's not on YouTube is not that great. So it really wouldn't matter if you, I don't think it would matter if you didn't see it. But if you want to stream it, you would have to watch it on BritBox, but you got to pay. On YouTube is free.
Yeah. Jeff is saying he doesn't like it when they swap characters either.
No.
But that's that's the folly of having an activist group speak on your behalf, and that's really the thing. It's just because they said it and they're the ones with the biggest mouths, it doesn't mean everybody feels that way.
But see, now the one thing, and David made a point, and once he said it, I thought about it, and it is true. Green Lantern. Green Lantern is a core. It's 1 million Green Lanterns out there. So anybody can be Green Lantern. So if you want to make a female Green Lantern, Asian, a gay one, one that's a turtle, whatever, anybody,
just write a new one.
Yeah, you can
write a new character,
and it won't mess up, what you already know, because if you know Green Lantern, they're a core of anybody, because it's all kind of aliens and all kinds of stuff. Anybody that has the not the desire, but are eligible can be a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But no, they're gonna take an established character. Like they got the Superman coming out now. He's gonna be black, and I think it's Superman.
Or like what they did to Doctor Who, change him into a woman.
Yeah, now he's going to be black.
Yeah, they have to change it again because it didn't wash. People didn't watch it.
But I thought you said that anybody can be Doctor Who.
No, Doctor Who. No, Doctor Who's traditionally a male character, though.
Okay, yeah.
And they gender swap him. And Robert is talking about, instead of dissing superhero movies because jealous, they should consider it a challenge to do actually good movies. Here's the thing, though. If they really, I think they would want to be a legacy character, because if you're a legacy character, people will always remember you for that. They'll always know you for it. Like Lou Ferrigno. What's the first thing you think of? The Incredible Hulk. Because even though it was crappy special effects, because it was the 70s, it was good stories. And everybody, even though he didn't speak, he just growled and threw stuff. He's, to this day, people see him as the Hulk.
Yeah.
Because that was a legacy character. And if he did nothing else, he's always the Hulk. He's always going to be the Hulk, and that's it. And that's enough. That's more than enough for a lot of people who never get a chance. So if Cavell is seen as Superman or The Witcher, he's got those under his belt. Harrison Ford will always be Indiana Jones or who was it? Han Solo.
Oh, okay.
Han Solo. So those are legacy characters. He will always have that.
I'm gonna be a legacy character.
Yeah, and appreciate it. See, Harrison Ford. And yes, the medal is original, because I know somebody's wondering. It's a big deal. They always lose these.
But now I've heard, I've seen videos, and it says that in Marvel they won't hire a writer that reads comics or they're big into the comics. They
that's
don't.
a disadvantage.
They
They're
don't want
afraid
that.
they'll stick to the lore.
Yeah, they want you to venture off and do your own thing. Then they need to do their own thing. Then not and not make it that character. Don't make a Superman if you don't want him to be Superman. Make up your own thing. What do you do?
I don't know. I lost my place.
Daniel Craig Bond. Yeah. I say 60s was still cowboy movies. The Greatest Hulk. There was only ever one Hulk. Well, no, because they got that guy now. What's his name?
Well, they've ruined that character because Marvel likes to turn their characters into humor, and they did that to the Hulk too.
Yeah, they like to turn them into buffoons, and I heard that's why that guy don't want to play Thor anymore because he's tired of all that.
Tired of being made into a joke. Look at what they did to Loki. Loki was a strong character, and now he's just slapstick.
Yeah.
The reason for that, Nomsky, is the cowboy. Yeah, and Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us. It says, if you look back to the 50s and 60s, more than half of the television dramas were westerns because that was big in culture at the time.
Mm-hmm. Who's Mr. Fix-It?
Mr. Fix-It is the Gray Hulk. The second Gray Hulk, because he was gray originally, and they changed him to green. And the reason they changed him to green was because he didn't look good on the printed paper when they made the comic books. So it didn't contrast well. So they altered his color, I think, on the 5th issue or something, or 3rd issue. And then they changed him to gray again in the early 90s and made a different personality from the Hulk or Bruce Banner. Joe Fix-It was Joe Fix-It, and that's what he called himself.
Oh, okay. only Hulk I'm familiar with is David Banner on the Incredible Hulk TV show. That's the only one that I'm familiar with because that's the one I grew up with and I watched, and we tried watching it again. It was just too depressing. I couldn't take it. It really didn't look right. Okay.
It really did look horribly sad.
I hate all the useless comedy they threw into Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah.
They aren't supposed to be comedians. If they're not Deadpool, you don't need to be cracking constant jokes.
And that they did that to Deadpool too, because if you go back and you read the original Deadpool from the original X-Force, he was a very serious character. So he's another one that they did that to. Only it's been going on for so long now, since again the mid-90s. People don't realize it. I don't like the modern Deadpool. I don't care for it.
Oh yeah. I never read or saw a Deadpool movie. Least Rambo still Rambo. That girl made me so mad. She got herself killed. He told her don't go. She didn't listen, and now his whole little retirement plan was destroyed.
He just wanted to dig tunnels.
Yeah. I have a Wolverine 8 signed by Claremont.
Okay.
Oh, with that amazing Joe Fix-It and bar-owning Wolverine cover. Okay.
Patch.
What's a patch?
Patch was Wolverine's secret identity in that storyline.
Yeah, and in the new Thor movie, I heard they wedged in a lot of comedy in there.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, and then the Loki show, and now they're saying that they're gonna put Daredevil back on. Well, they're gonna put Daredevil on Disney Plus, and I liked Daredevil when it was on Marvel. Not Marvel, Netflix.
Yeah,
I thought it was really
good.
Daredevil
was good. Luke Cage was really good.
And Punisher was excellent. I thought all 3 of those movies were really good. And then they dropped them and Disney bought them out.
And then Iron Fist. Yeah. Iron Fist was a lost opportunity because they screwed it up. I thought they screwed it up.
Oh, they made Professor Hulk because Ruffalo wanted more screen and talking.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Professor Hulk, but they did too much with him. They did too much with him because that intelligent Hulk storyline wasn't that bad when it was in the comics.
Oh, so he was intelligent in the comics?
Yeah, he got to a point where it reversed.
Oh, okay.
And so if he got really angry, he would transform into Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner would scream and yell and swing punches wild in the air. Because it was the Hulk, it would transform to him instead of the other way around.
Oh, okay. Okay. The best thing about Marvel was the 90s cartoons when I was a kid, at least in my opinion.
Okay. A lot of people like those.
I like the DC animated movies. That's what I'm watching now. On the weekends, we watch like the Supermans, the Batmans, the Justice Leagues. I think they did a good job on their animated movies. But their regular movies, they're kind of, hit and miss. But the animated, I think they did a good job. I hope they don't venture too far off on the animated stuff. I know they had an animated Harley Quinn on HBO Max that wasn't
People
that
didn't
great.
like that at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of Harley Quinn. The only Harley Quinn that I like is, again, the animated series, the original animated series, Batman, Harley Quinn. Hey Joker Puddin' with the New Jersey accent. I like that Harley Quinn.
That one was funny.
Every other incarnation of Harley Quinn, I have not been able to stomach. I don't like them.
Okay, Patch with Wolverine's alternate identity dude with the crazy hair, retractable claws, and one eye.
Yeah, he just put an eye patch on, and nobody's supposed to know he's Wolverine. Basically.
I mean, I don't know the Wolverine character, but didn't he transform into Wolverine? He got kind of bigger or something?
No.
So they're just the same, but just some different clothes, like Superman?
They changed his suit, put an eye patch on. Now you don't know who he is.
Oh. Yeah, Patch, they both look like they belong on Miami Vice. Okay. Let's see.
There's another one people didn't like. I didn't like the first one, so I didn't even bother to see the second one.
What, WandaVision? What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought he was talking about. I thought that said Wakanda. I didn't see WandaVision either.
Iron Fist was horrible. I agree. I had to start watching Iron Fist. I just thought it was stupid. I mean, I understood the premise, but it took it. I don't know. It just seemed like they took that little. Okay, I was lost in this little monk camp a little too far. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
I get the whole point of like the plane crash, and then we had an opportunity. That. He escaped because he wanted to come back and find out some things. But in the comic books, he was never that much of a moron. And they made fun of it even in the show because you remember I can't remember her name, the one Chinese woman who crossed over from Daredevil.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You have got to be the worst Iron Fist I've ever met." Because it's a legacy. Iron Fist is a legacy. And she was like, "You don't know what you're doing. You're the worst Iron Fist I've ever seen."
I don't know if I thought he was a moron. It was just something about
he was clueless.
The character. I guess so. Yeah. But now when he did those couple of episodes on Luke Cage, I thought that was fine
because he acted differently.
Yeah, but on Iron Fist, I guess it was just his just being clueless. And I understand he grew up in a monastery. He didn't know nothing. He wasn't around people and all that. Yeah. But then that one girl, she doing all of the fight clubs and all of this. I didn't know what that was going.
Yeah, the girl was stupid.
It was just.
And then they just make her into one also. Oh, well, let's everybody be an Iron Fist. Let's spread it around.
Oh, they made her into one?
I think so, at the end of the last...
I had stopped watching. You kept on going.
Yeah, I wanted to see where they were going to try to go with it. It just didn't look good, though. Jeff likes the DC animated.
They do have
some good ones.
Yeah, they got a couple that's coming out. Well, I think it was some that was supposed to come out at the end of this year. I know a Harley Quinn one that I told myself I wasn't going to get. And like a Batman Christmas something another. So, yeah. But I like what they do. I hope they don't change that. You know, and then they got the whole talk about the Flash movie. I don't know if that's still going to be a go or not. It sounds like it want to still be a thing. I like Super Sons, very filled with hope. Feels like a good Superman movie anime. I think I have Superman Son. I ain't got that far yet. It would be smart for Marvel to use their animation to fill the time gaps in all their movies like Star Wars did with the prequel trilogy.
Oh,
He's having a party session every episode. I have not watched any of the Marvel movies or TV shows since The Winter Soldier. Okay.
I'm sure somebody will get those.
Yeah. As much as I hate saying this, I like the Venom movies. They are good, but they're entertaining.
No, they're not well written, but you know.
I saw the first Venom. I didn't see the second one. I thought the first one was, you know, it was okay. Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie. Oh, the movie. Okay. All right. And the new Doctor Strange movie, it wasn't hardly even about him. I heard it was more about that Wanda character.
Yeah.
Oh, America Chavez.
And she's just like awful now. The Wanda character is terrible now.
Yeah, because how she killed up all those people
and condescending.
Yeah, we had saw the reviews on that, and that's what they said. Yeah. I don't know about that. Flash, I heard, is still a go. It's a logical way to reboot since that's what they plan on doing, I guess. So then Michael Keaton will be in there then.
Unless they cut it, because I heard they're chopping all of Cavell's bits out. I guess he was in there somewhere. They removed it, so they're redoing some of that.
Man,
if there's anything they needed to cut, I don't know. I don't know if that movie, if Flash by itself would be any good or not. But what do I know?
I don't know. I like Flash in the animated series. I'm gonna just stick to the animated stuff, and I'll wait for the next Joker, and hopefully they do another The Batman.
Yeah.
And I'll just stick with those two, because who knows?
Oh God, yeah. My go-to, I mean, it depends because every actor who's done it has portrayed it differently. My favorite has always been John Pertwee and Tom Baker. And almost everybody you talk to will tell you the Tom Bakers are the best ones. And part of that is the John Pertwee, because they are all different personalities. Pertwee and Baker are very good stage / thespian actors. So their transition feels more natural because their acting style was similar instead of the drastic changes that took place with some of the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also, because of that experience, they were better actors than some of the other ones. And so I've always been very partial to Pertwee and then the Tom Baker. Those special effects can be very cheesy in them because it was just a low budget BBC production, but
I saw some of them with David, and I'm like, they're on Pluto. They got a Doctor Who channel.
Yeah, if you don't mind watching half of the same episodes over and over, because they're in blocks. 4, 6, or 8 episodes is one story, and if you don't see all of them, you don't get the whole story. You know what I mean?
But at least you can watch a couple to see if you like it or not before you invest in getting like the DVD or something. Is Lady Gaga still going to be? As far as I know, she is.
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, no, I seen her act in
Why do they need a Harley Quinn?
I don't. Well, from my understanding, in the next one, the part 2, he's supposed to be in Arkham. And you know, Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist at Arkham. So
yeah, that's the original storyline. That's right.
Right. So I'm guessing they're gonna meet and fall in love, and he's gonna she's going to help him escape and do all of this right there. The thing, I think Lady Gaga is a decent actress. I saw her in A Star Is Born. I think she was fine.
Version 3.
Yeah, but still,
it's been remade a few times.
She was fine in that movie. The only thing that bothers me is because they keep saying it's going to be a musical, and I don't understand what that means. What is a musical? Is it going to be like The Sound of Music? Is it going to be like Singing in the Rain? You know what I mean? Or is it going to just be a couple of songs playing in the background? I don't want to hear no full-on stage production.
Car Wash. Car Wash is considered a musical, but no one actually sings in it.
Now that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want a musical. I want it to be like the first one. You know, they had some songs in there and he was dancing around. If they consider that a musical, that's fine. But I mean, I don't want no King and I in there, or, you know, Fiddler on the Roof. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And that's what a lot of people said. They only wanted to see Keaton.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. That's why then they're going to cut his part out.
That's why they were going to watch that Batgirl.
Oh, because he was in there too, right?
He had a cameo, and that's the only reason anybody said they wanted to see it. But then that's been 86. You'll never see it because it's a tax write-off.
It'll get leaked out.
That's the only way it'll get seen, is if it's leaked, because it would be illegal for them to show it now that they've written it off before production.
I'm pretty sure it's a loophole.
Before release, if you write it off, you can't show it, or also get sued by the IRS. It's a really messy.
Yeah. I'd probably start with the new 9th Doctor.
With the 9th Doctor and stop
at 12th Doctor. I don't know, it's a lot. Because they got a new one. And I heard, like I said, it's going to be a black guy now. Because the woman didn't work out. If they don't find a way to get the Batman to the start of their new universe, I feel an opportunity will be lost. I do agree. Everything else should be shelved, though.
Yeah, we liked that one.
Yeah.
The Batman.
And it didn't start at the beginning, and that was fine. I like that he was a detective. I like that it wasn't an origin story. It just kind of picked up in the middle, and it was I thought it was good and dark, and I hope they keep that. And I don't want to see another origin story of Batman. You don't need that. Everybody knows Batman's origin. Everybody knows Superman origin.
Yeah, and the actor did a great job of portraying the brooding version of
Bruce the depressed Wayne. Version of Bruce Wayne. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
The on the edge, about to kill somebody.
I don't remember the name. I know what you're talking about, though. He was possessed by the cape.
Oh yeah.
And became a vampire. Yeah.
I saw. Yeah, we saw that together. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
And the best. Oh, those are some more doctors.
Yeah, David Tennant and Peter Capaldi. But yeah, those were always my two favorites, and part of that's probably rooted in nostalgia because those are the ones I grew up watching on PBS.
Mm-hmm.
It was Pertwee, and well, actually, they had the first 4 Doctors on PBS, and then they did, I think, the next 3. So they did 7 on PBS growing up, but those 2 were always my favorites.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Well, we are where? We are 3.5 hours. We're at the 3.5 hours mark, ladies and gentlemen. So we probably should go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and
wrap up for the evening because we got other things to attend to, as I'm sure many of you do. Hopefully you do.
Yeah, hopefully y'all are having a good Christmas and enjoying your family and your gifts or whatever, your pets and all of that.
Yeah.
So.
And we probably have a bunch of them sitting on the back porch.
Yeah, I think we fed them before we came down here, though. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it'll be up.
Probably watch the stream since I caught. Okay. Yeah, it'll be up. You can watch and see what we were chit-chatting about and going on and on about. So
I guess Robert doesn't want us to sign off.
No. But yeah, look, this week we got our top 10 things that we're going to be looking for in 2023.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming up. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. So please look forward to that, and we have a few other things in mind. As always, we try to keep the content fresh and share with the community, share ideas,
Yeah.
and all of that. So we thank you all for joining us this evening.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you had a good time. We appreciate you popping in, and maybe we'll do this again sometime soon.